Oh my goodness. Guys, welcome to Theriathon 2023. We are locked in for 12 hours of Dungeons and Dragons goodness. We have 4 groups playing today, one of which is pre-recorded, and that is the original Group 1. It is 3 hours long. It almost spits in the face of what we do because they sat down and had no tech issues. We sat down, we checked everything, Tom installed drivers, and then we just recorded for 3 hours. It's insulting. I hate them. And it shouldn't have been. It shouldn't have been. I sit down with half the cast and there's a weird random browser thing, or Ian's computer is just coughing up blood. Like it's just and Group 1? It is a Mac. It is a Mac.
Yeah. I say that because I have a Mac, so no, I know the blood thing.
But guys, welcome. I'm going to be craning my neck to look at chat. That's out over here. If there's any sound issues, any video issues, please let me know and I'll adjust it on the fly. We're going to be doing something a little different for this Theriathon because I tend to stress.
End of sentence.
End of sentence.
Yeah, that's it, right?
I tend to put a real premium on Theriathon looking professional and looking good, and I still want it to. But if there's a little quirk or something, I'm not gonna kill myself. Like, it's fine. It's I gotta let things go. Especially after this last year, it's been a little pressure filled, and now Breeze come back to DNR, it is night and day. Like, I have been living in squalor. Like, I just throw things just when I'm done. Not like garbage, just like, I don't need this USB deck. And just like nothing's organized, nothing. I still haven't unpacked my boxes for the office. Everyone else in the house is unpacked. But there's somewhere subconsciously in my head, it's like, yep, time to go back to Cali. Like, I think it's going to happen, and it hasn't. So we have a ton of people to thank today, and I'm going to get ready and introduce everybody. But we're going to be playing, little ads to thank people throughout the day, and there's going to be stuff in the chat. Rob Taylor, if you don't know who Rob Taylor is, we're going to be plugging his Patreon today because he is an amazing person, and it is the least we could do for him. And you should go check out his stuff because it's actually really good and super cheap, to be honest. Speaking of cheap, be lying to you today if I said I wasn't for sale. You get me for 2 hours, $50, whatever you want to do. But beyond that, our Etsy store is 23% off today. Everything, 23% off. Go check it out. And obviously Patreon, blah, blah, blah. Support us however you can. We really appreciate it. But let me introduce all the fine people I'm sitting down here with today. Thank you for waking up early, some of you. One of you. What is it you said to me when you sat down? We got to a call like 40 minutes ago.
And my voice was very gravelly. So I was like, Jason, I just want to let you know you are the only man that I would wake up for on a Saturday at 7:30 a.m. No one else. Just
for $50.
I mean, not even. I should have pushed. It was like 10, but
You're worth at least 50.
Oh God, thank you.
We got to get that Herrera energy, man.
Herrera energy. Too much Herrera energy gives you diarrhea, so you don't want that.
Ooh.
You don't need that too much.
Herrera.
Yeah, Herrera. Yeah, you don't want that.
Oh
You
no.
don't want
Oh God. Speaking of which, Alex, if no one has ever seen you before, people are tuning in for the first time today, and welcome if you haven't tuned out already. Thank you, really appreciate it. Tell them a little bit about yourself. What do you do on the show? What do you do? Like, just who are you?
Well, my name's Alex. I have been on DNR for, I don't know, a long time. I came on in group, at the time, Group 2. I believe is what it was called, as Braylon, a halfling bard. And funny enough, one of the characters I pitched to you, he was my least favorite, and he ended up becoming probably like a core part of my D&D experience, because it was like the typical archetype halfling, bard. But ever since then, I've been trying to make characters that normally I wouldn't do, and then just to see if I enjoy them. And I would say every one of them so far I've enjoyed. There's Tobin. There was the short-lived Charlemagne dwarf monster hunter, cleric, rest in peace. Remy, also short-lived druid of the Spore Circle, rest in peace. But I have to say, as far as like what I do on the show, I don't know. I like to have fun. I like to make laughs with my online friends, which have some of you are IRL friends because I've met you in real life, and it's been a blast. It's been a great experience, and I remember every Theriathon, and the first one being, I don't think I was on the first one. Maybe I was. Yeah, I was on the first one. Nope, I wasn't. The first Theriathon was the
2014.
It was the Woodstock theme
Yeah.
graphics, and I really, really like those, and I feel like you and Bree should get those made as like retro, like blanket retro style.
That was all Jasper. Jasper has done most of the
Pull that
Theriathon
back up.
stuff.
The director right here.
Yeah.
Creative director. He
'Cause
got it. He nailed
I have
it.
no artistic qualities whatsoever. None. So that's all Jasper. Okay, this would be fun because now I'm thinking about it. How many characters, like when we introduce you, how many characters have died? Like, because you said Braylon was a character that you weren't like super jazzed about playing, and then I noticed you stopped pitching me characters. Like, it's like, I'm not asking this motherfucker. But like, who did you want to play? Like, who were you passionate about?
Oh, who I was. I mean, obviously, I had mentioned as a joke I wanted to play a monk. So Tobin was like, I was like, finally, I get to play a monk. And then when I do get to be a monk, I realized in combat, I'm like, oh, I can't do too much compared to some of the heavy hitters on the team, but I'll do what I can. That was fun. Like, I was really excited to play monk. I got it out of my system. But yeah, I think that was the only one. And then I'm really excited for today's character, which, I mean, I think some of the group knows already because we've been talking about the names and backgrounds of what we want to do.
Our
But I
chat
think
box
that's pretty
isn't
much it.
working. I'm not going to freak out about it, but our chat box isn't working. I'm gonna mess with it here and there. But if I look this way, don't take it as I'm not listening. I'm just
Oh, there it goes.
There it goes.
Oh.
Ah, perfect. Okay. Do you know what I needed to check? Show messages. Dumb motherfucker. Susan, who are you?
I'm Susan. Susan Spinator. I've been on the cast for just slightly less as long as Alex. Because you joined like 2 weeks before I did.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's right.
This is
I think that was 2014.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Like, this is our 11th year, so you guys are like a decade in.
Yeah.
Longest
So-
job ever.
Congrats. Like, I don't know. You guys, your sentence is almost up. Like, that's a lot of community service, but you've done really well.
You sunk your hooks into us and then just never let us go.
Yeah, true that.
Yeah, I've been on the cast since 2014. It's a tale as old as time. I took over from another cast member, discussed so many times. I have played more characters than I can remember.
How many
Because
of them died?
one technically.
Oh, this is going to be interesting. Like, this is going to paint a pattern. Is like, do I play favorites? Do I not hit Susan hard enough? So
And
we're
then
gonna.
you let me kill other player characters, so I
Okay,
think
okay,
maybe-
well, okay, hold on. Now,
Nobody even
let's,
remembers that anymore.
except for James, and James can't be here today. So, like, but that was a wonderful story thing. It wasn't just like
Oh yeah.
you got an itch one day to like assassinate a player.
But I did turn everyone else in the group against him.
Mm.
But But I said this year, that's my theme. I usually go for other people, so I came in this time going, Jasper, can we be friends this time?
Yeah, that's a problem for us.
So,
Uh,
yeah.
Jasper, who are you? What do you do?
Oh, well, I've been here since 2014. My kids were born just after I started.
They're like tiny
Took a little
people
break
now.
after
We
that.
just hung out with them. They were not impressed with us, but they're small children. That's
No, they said they had a lot of things to say after you left, but I don't want to.
that's
what they
fine.
said. No, they're super sophisticated and mature now. They were born after I started here. What do? I've really only played, other than the one shots and a couple of other things. I played Merrick for a long time, starting with group 3 into a couple of arcs. The only character I've played to have died. No, that's not true, except for one of the one shots where, like, the first thing he ever did, he got sucked up by a swamp monster. And I think reached out to Susan's character or something like that, maybe. I can't remember. Played Floss
Oh, yeah.
in Arc 4, and now playing Petrichor in Arc 5. Yeah, and then sometimes I do some designy stuff. It's been a while since I've done some stuff, but I'm here. I'm always around. I'm a mainstay. I'm not going anywhere as long as you'll keep me here.
I mean, like, you design stuff all the time, but it's for your main job, not us.
Well,
so,
I mean, I
like,
haven't
it barely counts.
It barely counts.
Valerie,
Yes.
you had to know this was coming. Like,
No, I didn't.
you look petrified.
Who
Like,
are you?
well, yeah. Who are you?
Thank you for asking. I'm Valerie, and I've been on the show since technically 2015 is when the first episode aired, which was Arc 1, Episode 100, was Group 4's debut. I've played, excluding one-shots, 4 characters, and none of them have died. That I know of. I don't know. Things may have happened in the background.
Man, how did I not get Sora? Like, I feel like that was a gimme, and I missed
know.
it.
She almost died so many times. And I'm obviously the comedian of the podcast, as you can tell. And, that's it.
Okay.
That's all I got. I'm currently on Group Invasion, and I play Matilda. That's about it.
Finally, last and certainly not least, Ryan, who are you?
Oh, that's me. Hi. Hello, my name's Ryan, and I am your friend. Those other people that are in the chat, I'm not their friend, I'm yours. And as far as being here goes, I've been here so long now. I've been part of the cast. It feels like forever, God. By forever, we mean about 1.5 years at this point. At which point in time, Jason keeps saying, okay, stop trying to be in everything. But I keep showing up very excited saying, pretty please, sir, won't you let me join another? And he goes, fine. And that's
It was
where I've been
Daddy.
lately.
I got it downgraded to Sir because that made me a little
Well,
more comfortable.
every time I would say it like that, I would get funny looks from everyone else in the house. So
You weren't paying him enough, is the thing.
that
You
must
gotta-
be it. Yeah.
Yeah.
$50 at least for the daddy stuff.
Okay.
Between regular content and Patreon content, anything that's happened in the actual main world, no deaths yet, but there may have been the first bit of content that I did for Patreon content where I might have had a character die immediately. Well, pretty quick. We all died pretty quick. Second session, I think. But
Yeah, that's the
Yeah.
Patreon story,
then-
Ryan.
yeah,
That's
Shoot.
yeah.
I
There you
died
go.
twice.
I mean,
Oh, okay.
that particular campaign setting, death was a feature, not a bug. So you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So here's what we're gonna do today. I have done tons of different kinds of sessions at Theriathon, and obviously, I like big stories. I like to stretch things out and kind of tell these grandiose tales with you guys. We don't have time for that today, so we're going to do one shots, and I really want to involve the chat specifically for a couple of key story things. They're going to be all over the next group, so you guys are getting off light. But
Ooh.
group 2, oh my god, I already got tons of suggestions from the Patreon groups that play, but I'm going to be randomly polling the chat. Oh, it's going to be terrible. So first off, we're going to assign you your characters, starting with Alex. Do you want to tell us a little bit about your character?
Yes, certainly. My character is named Avos, the Magnificent and Marvelous Deep Flame. Avos is a gnome who, in the time of King Carter, thrived. A wizard by trade. He was essentially like a court jester, but like more of an arcane court jester. The David Blaine, if you will, of King Carter's court. Kept around as a novelty and more of a nice to have. And he didn't mind because he got to live in a nice suite. He was given great meals. He was touted at like royal banquets with nobles and things like that. And the revolution has been unkind to him. The change in leadership. His career took a back seat to finding a job. Money was needed. We all know this story. We've been there. Everyone, maybe some of us have, some of us haven't.
It's the Overdale economic downturn, I believe.
Yeah. Let's go, Liara. It's not helping. But
I didn't vote for her. I just
technically Avos wasn't allowed to vote under the King.
No,
Carter
it's
regime.
She's not my queen. She's not my queen.
So now, after a string of odd jobs and going to and fro, Avos has found himself as the how do we call it? Arcane sanitation manager for the newly established place of occupation, which I'm not going to reveal because I feel that's your thing. I'm not going to reveal that, but he is Arcane Sanitation Manager, or better known to the common man as janitor.
I feel like we can actually reach out to the audience for that. Like, we can absolutely do that. But first, can I ask a question? So, Overwatch at the time, the actual town was called Overdale, and then it grew, and there's a cat, and then
Okay.
Carter took over and was a huge racist, and basically,
Human
he's very
supremacist,
human supremacist. Yeah, very pro-human. Everything else is either demonic or tainted, can't be trusted, all that stuff. Where does Avos fall on that scale? Was he super into it or just following orders?
Are we asking the audience, right? You're not asking me.
I'm asking you. It's your character.
I'm
not asking the audience how racist your character was.
No. He was
Theriathon,
He was more of like it's not happening to me. Like I'm doing great. And then afterwards he's like, "Oh, this is unheard of. I have to work for money, like do jobs, like bring people things."
Disgusting.
Yeah. But he's learned a little bit more now. He's a little more wizened to how the supply and demand works.
Maybe humbled is the word here.
No, he would not use that word ever.
Maybe it's not either, is what I meant.
He would never use that word.
Obviously.
He should, but he doesn't.
Is that worse than if you were a full-blown racist? It doesn't. The utter lack of empathy,
empathy. I personally think so.
Yeah.
I'm not being
I think so.
hanged. Like, it's fine.
Yeah.
Like,
King Carter doesn't yell at me.
Susan, tell me a little bit about your character.
Will do. I'm gonna be playing Kraga Blackfist today. She's a half orc, so her origin story isn't great because in Theria that means bad shit went down. Um, but she just grew up knowing that she didn't belong in either society, orc or human or elf. Like no one really accepted her, so she became tough and hardened and has a very stoic exterior. And she had natural strength, so she became a very skilled fighter. She started getting into like mercenary jobs and taking on the odd jobs, and then she ran into mine, and they're completely opposite. I'll let Jasper introduce, but they are like bestest buds, and they decided to start a company together. I will leave the intro of the company to Jasper, but I'll just say that I'm the muscle. Or Kraga's the muscle.
Do you guys
You
sell
are too,
blue
Susan.
meth?
Yeah, no,
Like what?
Susan's the muscle. We all know.
Yeah, we know
Yeah.
the truth.
If you got the name Blackfist, like I feel like
Yeah,
you're not a
earned that.
scientist. Yeah, like
Yeah. That wasn't her given name. She earned it.
Speaking of which, Jasper, tell me a little bit about your character.
Sure. Her name is Pine Bluejoy. This is she's interesting. She's half elf, half minotaur. Which is a weird combination here. She grew up actually in the Evergreen with the elves. She in the shadow of Calcas, right? Like this is like idyllic and amazing, and she learned she's a ranger. She just never fit in, or she just wanted to get out of there. It just didn't quite feel right. Whenever she was old enough to do so, she went over to Brightport, found out that she's a city girl. That's it. Like, oh my God, here I am. This is it. And then eventually met Kraga, and they started a business. They go around from city to city, town to town, going even from tavern to tavern. And the name of the business is the BDSPC. I have it written down here, Susan. It's the Beastly Defenders Security and Pest Control. They're a duo, so basically you hire one, you hire the other, right? So you've got basically a bouncer and a rat catcher.
Mm-hmm.
And they're both real good at this. Real good at this.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
How long have you guys been doing it?
It's been at least a couple of years, right?
Yeah.
They're
Okay,
good at.
so
I mean,
you're
they're not brand
established.
spanking news. Oh, this is established. They are entrepreneurs. There's a whole thing. They are legit, by the way. If you ever look into any of the township's records, they are a registered business. This is an
Yes.
entrepreneurship.
Mm-hmm.
They have numbers. They have their tax IDs, all that stuff.
Yeah, they had to go
So-
to council and get advice on how to get a business set up. Like they are legit.
Yeah.
Oh.
Like a partnership LLC thing? You guys got your EIN? You're
Yeah.
good to go?
Yeah, yeah,
okay,
yeah.
good. Pay your taxes? All right, that's good.
Seriously.
Okay.
They are above board.
Man, okay. I'm thinking about a way to use that. Valerie, tell me a little bit about your character.
So, my character's name is Sybil Hod, and he is an orphan teen boy who's just trying to, survive. He was able to get a job as the guy who washes all the dishes. And that's all I'll say for now. Until we get, I don't want to spoil anything.
I thought orphan was your race for a second. It's like, well, I'm
Yes,
orphan
no, I
sorcerer.
did create one and did not consult you on it.
good. I love when people do that. Thank you.
You know me creating Theria lore wherever I go.
Ryan, you are our last character. Tell me about him.
I'm playing a human named Boyer D. Boyer D. His father Bernard didn't want a junior, but he wanted to feel represented, so he named him Boy RD. He has a brother named Son RD and a sister named Girl RD. It's a whole thing. He was from a family that was piously inclined, but there was an area, part in time not too long ago, where the gods weren't necessarily talking back as much as they have historically, and so one point in time his family looked up at the sunset sky and said, boy, that sure is about the most magical thing we ever saw. And they started worshiping the sunset. And, well, based on how I remember you say magic effectively works, more or less, that kind of sort of has worked, sort of. Nobody still has ever answered them because of that, but the magic works. There's no church for that specifically, though, so he's kind of has to kind of keep working really hard, and mostly is heals for sale. And, well, he hears that there might be opportunities in this town for that.
So, here's what we're going to be doing today. There's a lovely couple named Rose and Stan Jakowski. They are old enough to retire, but they decided to take the business that they have had for years and years. It's basically like a malt shop type of thing, very local hangout for the kids, but like everyone ends up coming there. It was called the Frosty Splash. Like, it was the most wholesome, stable thing. Just there, it's like, oh yeah, that place has been there for decades, that type of thing. And obviously, this place isn't in like a Brightport, like a sleazy city. It's in Aubrey. So, big religious town, fundamental values type of thing, and this is just an old-timey couple. And they kind of decided that, it's probably time to move on, try something different. And they got this itch after years of doing, this stable, always profitable thing, but they got this itch to completely change up their system, like completely. And they wanted to start a fight club. So they're big fans of watching other people fight, in that they saw it happen once and they were like, how hard could it be to set that up? The kids can come, they'll get, it'll give them something to do. It'll teach them discipline and stuff like that. Kids today are too soft. So we gotta, back in my day, we were tougher, so they're really under the impression that this will be good for the community. The problem is they don't know what they're doing. And they always have 1, 2, maybe 3 people who sign up, but that's not enough for like a tournament. They need help with advertising. They need help. They were shocked. Stan specifically was shocked. It's like, oh, I didn't know anybody was going to get hurt doing this. Like, kid got busted open, and it's like, oh man, I thought you just like it's like in the plays where someone gets hit and they just fall down. That's one hit. That guy got hit in the face a lot, and I don't know how to heal him. So they had to pay out of pocket for a healer. It was a whole mess. So they're basically looking for hype people and cornermen and stuff like that. Basically just someone, a group of people to kind of like take the reins on this. It's like, look, we're going to step back and let the experts do the expert stuff. And we are just going to kind of profit, like just kind of step back. So they kind of put out a call, and they kept it pretty vague, but they were looking for expert fighters, healers, stuff like that. So it's kind of like when you walk into a McDonald's and they got a list up. It's like, we're hiring general managers and cooks, and so they're all that. And I imagine the 5 of you come together, and before we do anything, I want to know how good the world is treating you. Like, are you walking in on your last dime? Are you like, and this will kind of tell us what resources you have or what. So let's say you roll like crap, right? And it's like, look, I got no money. I got that. So you might be a little hungrier. I mean, both literally and in like it might manifest in stats and stuff like that. It's like I've taken a beating or two. Let me show you how to, that type of thing. And if you're walking in fully loaded, you might be able to incentivize people with money. You might be able to put up a purse for a winner or something like that. And I think we need to start with Alex. On a scale of 1 to 10, how good is the world treating you? 1 being absolute butts, like total crap, like the you are not doing so well.
D10.
A D10, please. Oh my God!
Oh,
I always
So-
forget that a 0 is a 10.
Yeah, right.
I'm like, oh man, he got a 0.
How'd you do that? I said 1. So your pockets are full of Nazi gold. Like you are, you're.
Oh, that artwork?
Well,
Yes, I purchased that legally.
What? The old man on those coins? Don't pay any attention to the old man on those coins. Like that's. Whew. But you're loaded. Like you're walking into this situation, and you tell me what drew you to this, because you don't need the job financially speaking. So maybe it was. Maybe the brutality of it. Maybe just it's like, hey man, I don't know. Like what's your character into?
I would say, for the sake of mechanics, like Avos, I think he has accounts. He can't touch them. They're being monitored, right? And so like he's got obviously the 10. He's got money on him, but he's like, he knows it's not gonna last, even though it's a small fortune. He's like, I have more, but I can't access it. So maybe this job is like a way for him to extend the credit line, so to speak, where he's like, all right, I can live off of this, what I have, plus I can make a little more. Maybe I can build a new name for myself in a different business, arcane related still. I have this janitorial experience from previous jobs, since I couldn't access my money. But yeah, I would say that there are accounts he cannot touch that are being monitored, whether it be arcane or physically monitored. Like there's a vault back in Winterhaven or in Overdale that he cannot get into.
So funny story about that. I'm playing with a Patreon group. Ryan's there, and Patreon group too. And their entire thing is they're going to Overdale to steal all the, for lack of a better term, Nazi gold out of
Nazi
the
gold.
place.
That's mine. You're stealing my money.
We're gonna get it too.
So like obviously when the art took over, it's like we got to get all that shit off of the streets. Like that's, whew. So they gathered up and they did exchange stuff, but most of it's gold, right? It's physical money. So like they're in the process of getting ready to melt it down and like remint it, and that's great. But they might be a little less kind to someone who made their money previous to, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like I worked with the king. It's like, what are you talking about? Well, they're just probably, yeah.
It's about to be way more rare collector's item, if you will. That's maybe only people.
Oh, sorry, Ryan. I'm interrupting you.
Well, what you were going to say is almost certainly funnier than what I was going to say. So...
Not at all.
Okay.
Just observing. Is this all circling around towards Avos being the big bad of Arc 6 in some way? I feel like there's something here.
I mean,
Yes.
he's pretty stacked for a wizard. He's got a 17 intelligence, so he knows what he's doing. Yeah.
Okay.
But he's only, level 3, so like,
Put that in your pocket.
He can't be that bad yet. Can't be.
We're gonna find out he
have
was
the-
secretly like the Destro to Carter's Cobra Commander. Like
Carter was
Ooh.
Snoke to this emperor.
exactly.
Oh no! I ain't no clone. I ain't no clone. Okay, I'm a real boy.
Susan, let's find out. Do you know what? How about this? Because you two are a team.
average.
I think both of you should roll a d10 and we'll get the average. And we'll just say, because I imagine you're sharing whatever gold you got.
Yeah,
but
this is 50-50.
And this isn't just about gold. This is about personal standing. So, let's say Susan rolls poorly. Blackfist could have made an enemy or two. Oh, okay, these are pretty decent. Wow. Okay, I think we got our average. It's average.
Yeah.
So, you guys, you have. Oh boy, you have a business, and you've been around for a while. And now you've kind of plateaued. And you got to get out there and find new sources of revenue. This isn't based on me. And, you got to figure out how to adapt because it's been years and, you got to, it's like, okay, we got to hit the road. We got to get some new clientele, expand that Rolodex, if you will. So I guess you guys show up and I mean, there's all kinds of stuff you could do, and we're going to have a team meeting in just a minute. But there's training, there's all kinds of stuff, and based on your skills and what you guys do today, we're going to put on a tournament. You guys don't care who wins. Your job is to entertain. Your job is to make it make sure that there's no funny business, that everyone competes fairly, that there's a prize to compete for, that everybody is taken care of, at least, relatively. You have a cornerman, a cup person, that type of thing. Who wins and who loses? Not your business. Unless one of you compete, that's up to you. But yeah. Valerie.
Yes.
How's Sybil coming in?
Let's find out.
Another
my
10.
God.
They did.
We're gonna have a game
Turns
where you guys are
out-
like, I'm too rich for this. I don't need this shit.
Yeah. Why am I wiping piss off the floor? I'm rich.
Stop pissing, people.
So I guess that means my parents, though they have passed, and we don't talk about that. It's a very sore subject for Sybil. But they left me a shit ton of money.
that takes some of the sting out, right? Is money it, or a 10? You basically have a blank check. How? Does the town owe you a favor? Does you're coming in loaded. So sometimes that means power. Sometimes that means, were your parents nobles by any chance?
Oh no.
Or are they just good savers?
Yeah, I think they just know what they knew what they were doing with their money, and so Sybil. I know he has a lot of money, but it's really all going towards his college fund. And he's trying to make a name for himself. He doesn't want to be just his money, so he's decided to go out and work like normal people do.
I met this guy at the Apple Store. 100%. This guy exists.
Okay, that makes the job you selected weren't you a dishwasher? Didn't you say you were gonna do manual labor? It's you don't need to be here. So okay, so you want to change your last name? You don't want to go by Creed? You want to make your own name? That type of thing?
Yeah.
Balboa.
Love those movies.
I haven't seen the third one yet, and now I feel weird because of the whole Jonathan Majors thing, and I don't know.
You can still watch it. You can still appreciate the art.
I was kind of waiting for someone to go, he didn't do that, but no one's doing it. So, Ryan.
I'm absolutely about to bring in the positive energy of that particular part of the conversation and turn it right into this role. You just watch. This is going to be the role that redeems that entire moment. This is
oh my
gonna be
God!
the
So
best.
I
You're never gonna see
jinxed
anything
you.
this good. No, this is going to be great. It's all going to come right back around. This is going to be perfect. You jinxed me.
Well, okay. We were due for one a little lower, and there's way worse. So
These hill
That,
people fresh from the hills.
it's that economic downturn, man. You gotta, you can't take that much gold off the streets without it affecting the economy. And since it's all physical money, it's a whole complicated thing. So, like, how's your character walking into this? Then is it? I mean, seems like they need the job.
Yeah, that's about it. There's not a lot of resources when you're not actually affiliated with any regular church whatsoever, and even then, they've only got so many resources. So he's looking for someone that needs something that he can do, and he'll do it cheaper than anybody else. I'll tell you that.
Hold that thought.
And
Okay.
By that I
So-
mean healing, not any of that weird stuff. You don't do that weird stuff.
Healing is very broadly defined.
It is, honestly.
Oh yeah.
Because when I get that feeling,
No thanks.
yeah. I think it's time for our first team meeting. So you guys are assembled, and this is after hours, and they're kind of still converting the place. They closed one weekend and then opened the next weekend, and it's a fight club. So like they still like all they did was push all the tables and stuff to one side, and they set up rope where a ring is supposed to be, and it's like don't go outside the rope. But like they don't like it's very sad and makeshift. So it kind of looks like Annie Chuck E. Cheese. Like it's like yeah, like I see what you're going for, but like, you know.
The infamous Chuck E. Cheese fight clubs.
Yeah.
underground Chuck E. Cheese, Charles E. Cheese fight clubs.
Charles.
Charles E. Cheese.
So they still have stuff set up for like food and drink and stuff like that, but again, it's so very wholesome color scheme and imagery and stuff like that, and then it's just bits of blood spattered on the floor, like and stuff, and like they literally, it's like if you ever watch Kitchen Nightmares, it's like the kitchen's on fire, they're serving swill, and it's like I don't know what we're doing wrong. It's crazy. So like that's what they're doing is they're coming to you, and it's like, well, we are looking for experts. I don't know what we're doing wrong. That type of thing. So they have they probably serve food and stuff like that. They're just a kindly old couple who purchased UFC, and they don't know what the fuck they're doing, and so they've got like stools set up. There's it's kind of like good God, I'm about to like a Woolworth, like old school, way old school stuff that was closed before we were born, basically, and like it's like, oh, this is where you get a milkshake, that type of thing, not like a tavern bar. So like they'd have everything lined up. It's like, oh, have a seat. And I think when you get hired for a job, you're expecting kind of the orientation, right? It's like, okay, well, what are we doing? Like, what do you want us to do? And they just sit and stare at you for a few minutes. Like, so what do we do? Like that they just break the silence there, and they're looking back and forth. It's like, okay.
Question really quickly. You said it's Rose and who?
Stan.
Dan, thank you.
Stanley, if you're
question for you.
nasty. Yes.
Are they they're not doing the restaurant thing at all anymore. Just they want to be Fight Club 100%.
Well, they would like that, but they quickly fell back on like serving food because in their head it's like, well, you know, people are going to need drinks, but like they're not thinking about like, oh, a fighter needs hydration. It's like, well, a fighter needs a malted. Like it's, you know what I mean? Like they're not, they're really outside their wheelhouse here.
Okay.
So they offered a free sundae to the person who makes it through 3 fights in a night, and no takers yet. It's a really nice sundae though. So they just don't understand. It's like usually they fly off the shelves. I don't understand what's up.
Sunday.
time of day? Or is this evening, or is this like?
This would be like after hours. So yeah, this is like
Mm.
this is like 8 9 p.m. They've shut the fight restaurant down early, and they got the wholesome little sign flipped to closed. Like it doesn't say closed. It's like, oh, we'll be back soon. That's some kitschy bullshitty small town thing. And, like you just know a Walmart's going to come snap them up any day. Like they're going to be near a
No.
checkout. It's going to happen. But like for now, they're just they're so you got food and drink, and they're just kind of sitting there on the other side, almost head in hands, just like looking at you like, oh, what, you've done this type of thing before. Yes, you, please.
Sorry, I'm not as fancy as a lot of you, but which thing was supposed to be making the money? Was it people buying drinks that are coming in to watch the fighting, or were you charging people at the door? Which thing had people giving you money?
Rose is going to start jotting something down, and like Stan is going to leave over. We should charge people at the door. We weren't charging anybody at the door. Like they're not like, it's like, that's a good idea. That's a good idea. And he's like, milkshakes. Like that's basically the answer. But it's like, we've been doing food service for quite a long time. And we thought that we would diversify. And it hasn't been going well since. It's just kind of maybe 1 or 2 fights a night, and they're not really putting their heart into it, to be honest.
I think Avos speaks up. Is there any chance there are bets being taken, gambling in my time in a faraway land? And he looks around. Was taken very, very seriously and given importance.
Well, gambling is a sin. We didn't allow gambling in.
Oh boy. Well, it's a new time. It's a new business, and you'll have to be willing to break these barriers, these rules, so to speak, and perhaps allow for a minimum bet, maybe a maximum, if you are feeling a little weary of the idea.
But so Rose is going to like start jotting down, and then just kind of like pause. Does it have to just be for money?
Well, you're getting a little deeper into the subject, but in the faraway land where I'm from, and his eyes kind of open really wide, there were times when objects were placed as collateral, when regulars would come in and attempt to place bets without currency.
Like what?
And she's.
He looks at Boyardee. Necklaces, jewelry, deeds to property. Sir, oh well, no, that doesn't exist anymore. Horses and cattle, at times, very rarely, but more jewelry and fine objects, luxury items. Sometimes servants. But yes, collateral.
You can. So after Rose asks the question, Stan kind of looks at her like, like, just. Rose seems a little more malleable when it comes to, it's like, well, I want to make this business work. So okay, like she's jotting down all kinds of stuff, and you could like Stan is like, that would be immoral, and just kind of dismisses it. And she's jotting stuff down, and it's like, okay, well, we'll come back to that later. We'll talk. They're going to look at Blackfist, because Blackfist is probably, and correct me if I'm wrong, Blackfist probably looks like someone who has been in a fight before.
Oh yeah, there's a scar across her face. Like,
Okay, that's good. That's good. Like, it was like, scars are good. That's experience. So, if you were to hit someone, why? What?
I was paid.
Pay the fighters. Like that's no one's being paid. So they're not charging at the door and they're not being paid, and it's like this is for the fun of it, guys, and it's not wow. What is the going rate for a fighter?
Depends.
Could we
What
pay
is
you an
stakes?
exposure? We could
No.
okay. Everyone always says no to that. I don't know why. You know, in my day, we would always work for exposure. That's how everyone knows me in town.
Okay,
Anytime
bag your face, Stanley. Here's the deal. We've done this for a very long time. I know that my partner here is a little bit monosyllabic, but there's a lot that you need to understand here. We've been in a lot of pubs, we've been in a lot of taverns, we've been in a lot of restaurants. Here's what's going to happen. Look, she's not going to fight. What she's going to do is sit outside the door on a stool, getting people's attention because she looks like a fighter. They're going to come in and fight. The other thing you're going to do is make sure that if you want families to come in, guess what? The milkshakes are free for the kids. The adults come in, they do the fighting. They're the ones who are going to be spending the money. The other thing you're going to do is you're going to make sure that the door stays open. What you're going to let me do is for the rest of the night, I'm going to be hunting rats. No, they're not going to eat rats, of course. But what we are going to do is cook the rats because that smell is going to waft out onto the street and get people interested. Do you understand how important all of these things fit together?
Rose is nonstop writing. Okay. Can we go back to the rat part? You want to cook rodents on our grill.
I just want one pot, one flame, and we're just going to get people enticed. We're not going to do this forever. This is not your business model. What I'm saying is we've got to get people walking by and saying, what's that? And then they look, and then my counterpart over here is going to say, want to come in? It's a very cheap, inexpensive way to enjoy your afternoon. And then there you go. At some point, you'll have food. At some point, you'll have something. But the other thing that you're going to have is a sign that says free milkshakes under 12. Question, what was this place called before?
Frosty Splash. It was the Frosty
Okay.
Splash.
It's not Frosty Splash anymore. It's just called not Splash. It's called Splat. That's your new name. We're going to make a sign for tomorrow morning. Do you understand?
Okay. Like just it's like that's a lot. Like okay, you're coming on real strong. All right.
Sign is a lot, and
Yeah.
that's the point.
So after that, it would almost like. Would it be easier if we just gave you the keys and you run it for a night and then tell us what to do?
Sounds good. And she reaches out her hand.
Just instantly, it just like hand over the keys and then they're gonna go. Like they're just gonna like. I guess we leave.
It's too easy. Way too easy.
Did we just lose our restaurant? No. Okay. They're just gonna. Yeah. They're gonna go. Like you guys have free run of the place now. It's all in your hands.
Madam Pine, about the gambling, I would be remiss if I didn't say it again that in all the fine establishments of melee and brawling that I've experienced and performed in, there was a form of gambling or some sort of exchange of currency being run by the odds on winning and losing, as well as injury in some instances. And if I may, I would greatly appreciate the opportunity to lead this endeavor.
Did Stanley and Rose, they left? They were
They're
just like,
gone.
"I will see you tomorrow."
They're gone. Very confusedly
Okay, great.
left. Like they're
That's
they're
fine.
just
That's fine.
Okay, that's good. All right.
And to be clear, Pine is not. She's not. She just wants to make it move. She's not trying to be the owner of this place. Like she doesn't want to be.
No,
They
didn't hand you the
Just to
deed.
be clear.
It was more like we're gonna
Yeah,
leave for
yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
24 hours. You guys do what you're gonna do. Like just go ahead.
So with Avos, Pine's gonna she's gonna sit back down after they leave, and she's gonna be almost like bored, like whatever. Avis is gonna say all that to Pine, and she's gonna, yeah, no, that's your job. That's yours now.
Spectacular. Greatly appreciated. And the biggest grin I think he's had all day just grows ear to ear. Oh my, oh my.
Knock
Can't
yourself out, no doy.
Oh, it's been some time.
Can I? Okay. The Richie Rich of you. Well, I don't think Valerie is, because Valerie wanted to like live a simple life. But like, are you dressed like how rich you are, or like, are you trying to fly under the radar?
No, he's under the radar. He's got like the old like Jedi robe thing where it's like I have my Jedi clothes underneath, but I'm wearing the poor
good.
man's coat. Yeah.
Okay. And Val, what about you? Just trying to blend in?
Yeah, he doesn't really have access to his money. Again, college fund
It's in a
put
trust.
away.
Like it's
Yeah. He doesn't get it until he's 18, so he's still got 2 more years to go before he can have any of it. So he's just.
So let's get you near some violence, is what.
Yeah.
Like you've got a
Yeah.
bright future ahead of you. Let's.
Right. No, exactly. And that's kind of Sybil's idea. So he's actually going to say, what I think this place needs is like a local champion fighter. And by that I mean me. And so everyone has to fight me. And as you can see, I am very big and strong. He's not. He's like kind of lanky, like doesn't, he's like, I really think I can do this, and when I win, everyone will be like, wow, he's so amazing. I'm gonna try and fight him too. And then I'll keep winning. And I think that will help the business. Thank you.
You ever been in a fight?
One time my uncle got kind of mad at me. And so I yelled at him.
Yes. Verbal argument. Completely equivalent to physical assault or melee
I agree.
with weapons. Yes.
And then Kraga's gonna look over to Boyard and go, "You could heal, right?"
Yeah, and in fact, if we get to a big last fight of the night and we're trying to get every little bit of money out of them, I have a trick or two I can use to make the fight last a whole lot longer. Really stretch it out.
Are we suggesting, and he kind of leans in, fixing these
Oh,
engagements?
Goodness no.
No!
I could probably but anybody that recognizes how magic works would see that part a little bit.
I see.
But
I also have a little something that could give a pep in our young man's step to perhaps.
Oh, I don't need that. I'm okay, thank you.
No, of course you don't. And he's gonna lean into Boyard and Kraga, and perhaps if he doesn't need it and doesn't understand that's happening, I could make him larger, or reduce the size of his opponent, as it were. It's just a suggestion. Again, I would never condone fixing these engagements.
Kraga's been like almost like glaring, but like just intently staring at Sybil. No, this one can fight.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. I see your stature, and I see that you are big and strong, just like me.
Okay,
Can
there's
I-
just one thing here. Oh, I mean, listen, real quick. The deal is this. Yes, you can fight. I really don't care. And I don't really care if you get hurt because I'm sure you'll be fine. But here's the deal. People walking down the street are not just going to want to come in and kick some kid's ass. So we're going to have to find a reason for them to kick your ass. Okay? So that's step number 1 tomorrow. Be as annoying as you possibly can outside. Draw them in. Okay?
Val, you got to play a heel.
I have 2 heals. So
Oh my God.
that's double.
I see nothing wrong happening here. However, I think Madam Pine's idea of getting a reason for other fighters to come in is very important. Sure, we'll have Miss Kraga out front and her big biceps of power on display, but there has to be some other draw besides the smell of rat meat. And yes, Boyard,
Yeah, if we do charge people to come into the door, what we could do at that point is winner gets a portion of the door.
a businessman after my own heart. I agree completely.
Second place gets a drink.
Well, a pat on the back and a drink, perhaps. And third place, a milkshake or whatever they were selling here before. That thing that they kept mentioning. A malt, or whatever it was.
Is that just plebe drink to you? Like it's
I only drink the finest of whiskey cognac, as it were.
Cream is for bathing in, not for drinking.
Yeah, exactly. I bathe in cream. Champagne
Right.
is something I've delected in my travels. Far away lands. Very far.
Oh God.
Kraga's gonna lean over to Pine. You think they have alcohol here?
They better have alcohol here, or we need to move on. Also, do they not get that they're not supposed to eat the rats? It's just for the smell. We've done this before. Anyway,
I'm sorry, I could make some moonshine, but that'd take a few weeks.
Roll for moonshine. Let's.
oh, I am curious though. Like, how well stocked is this place? Like, if we were to open up tomorrow morning and just like say, like, let's do this, what do we have
It's-
to work with?
Here's the thing. It's still fully stocked, like they're running a restaurant. They
Yeah,
just
all right.
never stopped doing what they did. They just sat some ropes up, pushed some tables aside, and it's like, we're done. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they're not. It's just. It's like. To them, they were just going to have a ton of support for this new venture, right? So you imagine, after years of doing the same thing, you jump into a new system thinking you're going to have support for it, and then it dries up overnight, and then you're kind of like out there stranded, and you don't know what to do, so they're kind of going back to what they did before. If you can kind of picture that.
They seem like idiots.
Fucking, they're kind of dummies. Like, they're kind of dummies, but they mean well, you know? Like, they're, you know?
The good-hearted nature of people that say clobber each other.
We need drinks.
Drinks.
So, yeah, I'm sorry. Do they have... They don't have alcohol.
No alcohol. It is so okay. Oh my God! You ever watch The Founder or something like that? Like the old, yeah, like the old version of McDonald's, where it's like fresh milkshakes and fresh hot burgers and fries, and that was, you know, like it's just like that clean version of Americana that really doesn't exist, but like we, you know what I mean? That's kind of. It's kind of like that without all the racism. Like it's, you know, it's really nice. Like it's just, they kind of serve burgers and fries and milkshakes and that's it, right?
Well.
And you can, I almost said you can fist each other.
Wolf.
Hey.
But
You know what I mean? You
That's
can.
our
you said-
tagline,
I thought you said
splat.
Fights Club.
flat.
You can
Here you can fist each other. Time to sign.
If I may,
Canonically.
we could perhaps make a deal with nearby breweries, taverns about the alcohol. I myself am a self-proclaimed master of discussion and conversation. If it were necessary, I could walk around and perhaps make a deal with someone for another, again, a cut of the overall pot.
For a second cut, or like a like?
Well, this is for alcohol, my friend, my dear narrator. We need booze.
It's true. We do need booze.
What town are we in?
Aubrey.
You're in Aubrey.
Aubrey.
Aubrey. Okay.
Just kind of a sleepy, peaceful little town for the most part.
Perfect. I could see if there's any other mercenaries in town I know. Maybe get them to fight.
Yeah, we need a lineup.
And of
Oh.
course, our child star here, teen star, will be the main event.
So what I'm thinking is, if you could spend tonight like really, really making sure that something got really messed up in the town, like graffiti on like a really important place, then what you could do is hide out here. We could have a lineup of some mercenaries, and if they can fight all of those people, they can actually then beat you up. That's kind of a good enticement.
Ah, so I'm the main event.
Exactly.
A little destruction of property. Lovely.
Classic teen antics. Yes.
I
Do you
don't want
me to-
anything bad to happen. I just want people to get really frustrated.
So what should we make a sign? Say something like a gold at the door. Show up. Have drinks and fist each other. Is that what the sign should say? Something like that.
It sounds
Yeah.
perfect, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Who's the most artistic of all of us?
How do we roll for art?
Yeah.
Should we roll?
Let's.
I think you
Let's-
know what though, because there might be a sensitive soul in Black Fist, or it might be. So here's what I want. Give me a performance check, everybody.
Oh boy.
Yeah. I
All
love it.
right, here we go.
Oh, I got -1. Yay.
Oh,
Hey.
good old 9.
All right,
Or 10, I guess, total.
All right, that's not terrible. That's
Oh, who's that? Who's that? 14. Who was
they're,
that?
Oh, that was me.
Sybil! Oh, that's got to be. This is great. It's in your. You know what I mean? It's authentic now.
Is there any sort of chalkboardy type thing, like one of those things you put outside on the sidewalk that's like an A board, like a
Oh
a-
yeah,
what do you
yeah,
call it?
yeah. Sandwich board.
Sandwich board. Thank
Sandwich
you.
board.
Yeah.
Good.
I can make one if there isn't. I have men. I can start
Oh,
putting
there you
things
go.
together.
Yeah, two boards. Who can mend this together? And you look like you're artistic here, and then throw whatever chalk or like charcoal or whatever on this. You're in charge of the new name, the tagline, and free milkshakes, and everything. Just basically make it all happen.
Allow me to assist dear Sybil. Mending! And he's going to put the two pieces of board together.
That's the verbal component always
Yeah,
is.
yeah.
Tell
It's
me
just
what
him
the spell
shouting.
is.
Yeah.
Please let that be a thing forever.
Well, yeah, it's just- he was
Fireball.
like a court jester magician. He had to
That's-
announce what he was doing.
I picture Job though, where like it's verbally, it's like, and then it's a like
Yeah.
I don't, yeah.
Doves. Yeah, and then like birds come out. Yeah, exactly.
My illusion. First of all, thank you, Auntie M out there. Just bought something on the Etsy store. Thank you. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
If you use the code in the chat, everybody, it's 80. I almost said 83% off.
Whoa.
no,
Whoa.
no.
I don't know about that.
Don't do that.
False
Oh, don't do
advertising.
that. 23% off. That sounds a lot less impressive, but when you put a table in the cart and then you take 23% off, it is sizable. It's not 83%, but we got to eat. So that's just indentured servitude, I think, at that point. It's just
Well,
me in a
whenever we get
sweatshop
to the-
making tables.
Whenever we get to 2083 and we're still doing this, then you'll get that 83% off.
Yep.
That's quite a deal on the old Claudius gaming table, though.
It is.
That's what's called Old Claudius.
Yeah.
That's why
Yep.
I wore the shirt, and that the only thing I could picture that would make sense was my.
We make a little
shirt.
coffee table now called the Pippin. So it's just a little
Oh.
like
Ah, that's cute.
That's adorable.
I love Pippin.
it's pre-moistened, just like Pippin. Like it just yeah.
Groody.
Okay, sandwich
Grody.
board. Done.
So okay, here's what I'd like to do. I got an idea. So let's one, it lets us organize this, and two, it lets us assign roles. It's just wonderful random roles. I love it. So I'm going to point to we're just going to go down the line, and you're going to tell me what you're doing to prepare. Right? Like you're one of you is searching for booze, one of you is vandalizing, one of you like. And then we're going to roll to see how well you do the task you're after. And that'll kind of influence the setup here. And after that, we need fighters. And I think we're going to call on our audience for fighter names. And
Ooh.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
and we're gonna kind of roll to see how good they are, essentially, like quick rolls. So am I to understand that the plan is for Sybil, who is 16 years old, the 16-year-old boy is going to go out, vandalize something very important in town, tell everybody about it, and then they sit and just wait to fight whoever wins the tournament. Is that my understanding? Like you are the Mike Tyson to everyone else's Glass Joe? Like you are like...
I think so.
I think there's one aspect of this that maybe needs to be clarified. And what Pine would say is, look, you're not just going out to like destroy something and then say, hey, come fight me. What we're going to do, sorry, I probably should have mentioned this earlier, it's say, we found you and we've caught you and you're here.
Oh, yeah.
So you're just going to have to go along with us a little bit, that you want out, but we won't let you, and we want people to beat you up.
Person.
That works. That works for tonight, but it might not work for tomorrow night.
Look, once they see this once, they get the milkshakes, they smell the meat, they'll be coming back.
Okay, so I guess I'll have to restart on my sign. Sybil has already started working on it. So we can't write on the sign, come fist me, a strong boy, Sybil Hod, free milkshake.
Hearing the wording, I feel a little uncomfortable. It's a good effort here. Draft one, as we say.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, let's fix. And he's gonna press the digitation, and then he's gonna try and fix it, wipe off some of the parts, the fisting part in particular. Yes, remove that part.
Who's doing our TikToks? Like, if that's not a TikTok, I don't know what. Maybe I don't understand the format.
Okay, back to the drawing board.
I'm so glad my lighting changes the coloring, because otherwise you just see nothing but red. But actually, the light that does that. So. Oh God.
Valerie, you might be a secret genius.
Yeah.
And that's what I've been saying.
Right, but now I'm
Since
believing.
Theriathon
Like,
number 1, I always get the sound bites.
Good God. Okay, so can I ask a question? Are you just producing meat smells?
Yeah.
So there's no meat. So when people...
Well, it depends on how well stocked this place is. So the idea is, if there's not a whole lot of stuff to cook and there's nobody to really do it, then let's just, like, Pine's a rat catcher, not a chef. So it's just
Sure.
like, I can find some real quick meat here, like real quick, and let's just make that waft out into the, open the door, let that smell go out into the street. It's meat, so it's gonna smell delicious. Put some onions in there or whatever. Garlic.
I'm gonna
we'll
point
okay.
randomly, just randomly. Does Boyardee know how to cook?
That is a
Random.
He knows how to cook hill food, whatever that is. Mostly just whatever
squirrels.
whatever they could hunt, whatever grew up there.
Squirrels.
He makes great sketty and meatballs, probably.
Oh.
Actually, that's a good point. Pine's favorite enemy is actually just vermin. So it could be squirrel. Maybe there's an attic here, and maybe it's squirrels. It's something a little bit more palatable. Squirrels on a stick. Put that on the board. We've got some hill food cooking.
You could also disguise the hill food as like the really like those restaurants where it's like, break like a deconstructed chicken and rice or something like that. Deconstructed gruel is what we'll put on there. Overcharge for it. I think there's a market there.
Just plate it all nice, but it's really just a squirrel on a stick.
With a little sauce.
Yeah.
I can cook a little bit, but if one of you can take over from what I'm doing, if I got to go heal people with some of the fighters, so they can continue.
Kitchen can't be that hard. I believe I'm intelligent enough to act as a second, not as a primary. But yes, I can assist.
It's all about timing and temperature. You got those two, you got most of what you need.
It's just like casting spells. Just announce what you're doing out loud with some vigor, and should be fine.
Never tried that.
So,
But hold up. Spaghetti. Nope.
Oh no, more from the gut.
Oh, spaghetti.
There it is.
Nope.
wouldn't it be great if you like conjured noodles from his hand
Oh,
or
I was
something?
trying.
Yeah.
I was
a
trying
great
that for real.
cantrip.
That was not in character. That was
That was
a real effort.
That was Ryan for real.
Yeah.
Like that's his dragon shout. Like that's just.
Spaghetti.
So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go around the table here, and we're gonna call on each one of you, and that's gonna be the thing you're doing to prep for this event, and then we're gonna run the event, much like we did a play. We did a play back in the day. So there's gonna be little things come up, and you guys are gonna be responsible for making this event run smoothly. And the better you perform, the more smoothly it runs, and the more money you make. So, I am still taking fighter names, by the way. Guys, I got a few, and they're really great. So, Alex, let's start with you.
Okay.
You're negotiating for essentially you're going out to get the liquor license. Like you're going to stock this. It's like okay, you're starting from scratch. They have no alcohol, none.
Well, lucky for me, I have pockets full of of gold, just plain, regular gold that I will change before I go into my negotiations. Prestidigitation into regular gold, and then make it like a little eraser noise as the little King Carter face changes to like just whatever the whatever it looks like now. I don't know how long that can last. But
that's what I was gonna ask.
Let me
Like
see.
when you walk away, is it just replaced with a swastika later? And they go, "What the fuck?" Like, is
or
it
whatever
like,
the King Carter equivalent is? Yes.
It's
Or
just
they're gonna go
yeah.
that
I mean,
hard.
like in this world, they were
1 hour. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Plenty of time to give them gold and then leave. It's still gold. Like if they're not looking at the coin itself, like up close, they'll be like, "What the hell?" It's different. But if it's in a pile with other gold, it's gonna look like normal gold. It's gonna look the same unless the shape is different. In which case, I'm gonna have to rethink my stance.
No. It's just coins, just coins. Like I like to think they probably just took regular gold coins and then altered them. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. They could have enslaved people too to make them. I don't know. Labor wasn't an issue.
It's no one knows. It's in the past. No proof.
Can I get a persuasion check? This is
But
you.
of course.
this is you going out. You're a master of persuasion. You're going to go out, and I'm going to give you. I'm going to give you like a bracket here.
A bracket.
16 and above, you're doing great. Like you're bringing home a fine variety. 12 and above, that's not bad. Anything less than 10, and we're getting, you couldn't.
Yeah.
It's not only are you not getting Grey Goose, you're not even getting Smirnoff. You're getting getting that
I'm getting
that Gallon brand with the backwards
Yeah.
R, and you know what I mean? Like, yeah.
My friends and I called it caca vodka because it came in a very plastic bottle that was caca. It was caca brand. Like
It
sucked.
was disgusting. It is
Yeah.
filtered through a sock. It is. It is gross. It is. Honestly, I think it strips paint. Vodka's not a tasty beverage to begin with, and then you just don't. And it's like, oh, it's triple distilled. It's like, you lying bastards. Like,
Yeah, 3 socks. In his head, he's thinking, well, quality of alcohol does not matter here. The real attraction are the fighters and the smell and promise of meat, which in retrospect means they won't have meat if we don't have meat, which is kind of bad. That's not my department. All right.
but the kind
Persuasion.
of people. Here's the thing: the kind of people you want to come fist fight aren't their local clientele. They are gonna want alcohol.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, then here I go, going for.
Here we go, baby.
Oh,
my God! The streak continues.
Legend.
I have plenty of gold. Of course. How would we make this venture if we didn't have financial backing to begin with? Oh, that was stressful.
I picture you coming back with like a wheelbarrow full of just bouncing.
I'm a gnome, so I'm like jumping to look over the cart too. Make way, please.
Just
Gangway.
loose alcohol in the cart? What are we talking about?
Yeah, the glass. No, it's the clink clink, like when you have it in your
Oh, like
in your
you got
bag or
like
something.
yeah.
Yeah.
So okay. Oh man, I'm just looking. Every once in a while, there's a fighter name that pops up. It's like, oh, I'm using that. Let's go.
Oh, sorry. I'm looking at this. I don't look at chat. I remember you told me a long time ago. The first Theriathon I was on, you're like, I don't want anyone looking at chat except me right now.
Because that was
distract you.
spoilers.
Yeah,
Like,
don't
Yeah, that was
distract you
different.
guys.
Like, something like this. Like, who knows what's going to happen? I need to look because I need to every once in a while make sure that the stream's still going.
Yeah,
I have to make sure everyone is thinking that I'm funny.
they are.
Of course, they are.
Oh, they are.
You can actually
Yeah.
Gotta be.
you can
They have
actually
ears.
pop out the chat completely and just kind of move it off to the side to keep track of it now too. So that's nice.
Yep.
Yeah, I need all the software anyway because I lost my Stream Deck and I'm very sad.
And
It's somewhere. I don't know. So alcohol is solved. That is a problem. It's no longer a problem, right? Jasper, let's let's see what's available, right? Here, I'm gonna roll. So on a scale of 1 to 10, how many rodents are there available? Again, this seems like a pretty clean place. The higher, the more, the better selection you have, like the better quality of rodent, whatever that would be.
Yeah, again, more there's low end meat, and then there's squirrel and other vermin that is legit.
whoa,
Ooh.
we got a problem. We got a lot of rats in this building.
I think we have delicious meat in this building. Is what it is.
Yeah.
That's so. I think the problem is they're still fully stocked, but they're not selling things as quickly as they used to. So they've never had this problem before. Like, there was a weird local burger joint back in Millville, New Jersey. And you can look this up. I don't remember what it was called. I don't even know if it had a name. It's a burger place that opened at 5:30 a.m. and they closed when they ran out of beef. So that was around 7. I never got to eat a burger there, but I only heard good things. It's like, oh, if you, it's like an underground burger club. Like, I just wasn't, like, I knew where the building was, but it's like, I've never seen that building open, and I got up for construction, and I've still never, ever seen, like, I'm not entirely sure they weren't just fucking with me, like, the whole town, but
An elaborate con.
a lot, like, so they'd get fresh meat every day. And now it's like, oh, we're kind of holding this for like 2 or 3 days, and the building has never been like taken. So now they just got like, they have rodents, and it's a problem. So you got your pick.
I mean, I'm not an expert personally in vermin and rodents, but whatever's big enough, squirrely enough,
Do you know what? With an 8, dire squirrels. I think they have dire squirrels in here. It is.
Okay, dire squirrels, and again, favorite enemy is vermin. So this is all survival, like tracking this shit down, and I've
Sure.
got advantage on that. Should I
Let's
go
do
for
it.
that?
Yes. You'd
What's
have to
the
beef
ranking?
this hard.
No.
Oh,
got it.
almost.
Whoa.
Oh, we'll drop a 1 to take an
Paul.
18.
Great.
Solar extremes.
So Pine is real good at this. Again, for years they've been doing this. Their whole business is based half on this success. So she uses little spells. She looks alert and all kind of like snary things and whatever. She like focuses on where these things are, and then she's got a hand crossbow that has walloping bolts. Like, so it just knocks them the hell out. She's super good at this stuff through walls, like boom, boom. And she's grabbed, I don't know, however many we feel like, a dozen, right? A dozen of these dire things. I don't know, 10 of them, or whatever, however many there might be.
How big is your character? Because I picture you just like dragging them by the tail through the kitchen, like just.
She's half minotaur, so she's like an elf that's been stretched in Photoshop. It's kind of big. She's a pretty big elf.
So you didn't hold shift in Photoshop. You just accidentally like.
Yeah, just drag. and remember, so she's very elven. She's got the pointy ears and everything, and then she's got these big minotaur.
Oh.
Um,
I'm picturing Legend.
a little
Like those
bit of that.
big fucking. Isn't that the Tom Cruise movie?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Tim Curry.
Tim Curry. Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
That's
Here
what
you
I'm
go.
picturing. Or like Dungeon
Can I sh-
Keeper.
Can I share my screen? Can you see things if I share my screen?
Yeah.
Have you seen this, Jason?
Yeah. Just.
Let's see,
Go live? That's what I do? Go live?
Yeah.
There it is.
Oh,
there
neat.
she
Okay.
is.
Stream.
Yeah. All right. So
There
we're
she
making it
is.
Oh,
big.
yeah. The mid-
Oh yeah. That's yes.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
There you go. So she's super cool, super big, and real weird looking for people. All right. Stop streaming. Boom. So she's pretty big. She's dragging these things, and this is just her job. So she's used to like boom, boom, making a big pile of this stuff, boom, boom, because that's how she makes her money. It's like, how many did you get? Boom, boom, boom. You get paid for each of these things.
So I think it's only fair because you did something that you were really good at. I think you need to roll to cook these up.
Yeah.
And I mean,
Right.
it doesn't have to be
No,
like.
no.
I guess people aren't going to eat them, so it's just got to smell good, right?
Well, I mean, here's the thing. I think that she would end up saying, okay, seriously, not only did I find the meat, but I actually found meat people could eat. Right? So she might try to cook these things up and just make it be a thing. It's like dire squirrels, whatever. Like dire squirrels pulled dire squirrel. She's gonna
Ooh.
try to roast this shit.
That sounds good.
It does sound good.
They're
That
already
sounds
hungry.
Yep.
good.
What do I roll?
Yeah. Again, I've been up since 5:30. Well, give me. Oh man, D&D needs a cooking roll.
Animal handling. Let's go literal.
Technically,
I mean,
just very violent. It's like when a child pets a dog, just like, like they don't understand. Like,
Or or survival? Because
Gi-
it's a survival skill.
Yeah.
I think gimme survival, but not with advantage this time.
Yeah, yeah,
Catching them is like, yeah.
yeah. So this is going to be in the morning. Like, get some sleep here.
Oh, so
in
it's
the
like
morning
in
and
a,
then like
yeah.
taking care of stuff. But that way, it's not like cooking in the middle of the night. The whole point is you want to smell the cooking here.
Yeah.
So we'll just.
okay. Jesus
Yes.
Damn.
Christ. Okay. all
How about
right.
How about a natural 20?
That's beautiful.
So, not only did you catch vermin, this is going to taste better than anything the restaurant has ever served. And maybe it's because it's fresh, it's local, it's but it's going to taste better than the burgers and fries and stuff like that normally. So this is just perfect. Like this is going to waft out.
I feel like there's going to be a couple different preparations here, and like Eth says in the chat says pulled dire squirrel taquitos. Amazing, amazing.
Ooh,
You know what?
ooh,
It
the
could also
little
be because
the little
dire squirrels
oh, yeah.
ate all the. They were eating all the ingredients inside the restaurant too.
It's beef-fed squirrels. That's the
Yeah,
problem.
that's it.
Foie gras, squirrel foie gras.
Have you ever been in like a shopping center parking lot, and you're kind of out and about, and you're like, oh man, I am getting a little hungry, and then you smell something that's like, holy shit! But the only thing visible is an Arby's, and you're like, that's
Not the
that's not representative of your product. So you keep looking around, you don't see that. I thought that's what we were going to be dealing with, where it's like, that smells delicious. What is it? And just, but you have the meats, I guess. Like, you've done it. Like,
Yeah. Splats. We got the meats.
Did you
Uh,
guys?
huh?
That there's a new shirt in the store for.
Oh my
Splat
god, there
already.
is. You're
oh my
kidding me.
God, Bree's busy. Yeah, so anybody
Bree,
out there,
Brilliant.
I didn't want to plug too much up front, but we actually partnered up with Fourth Wall, and it's a better quality of shirt. No offense, TeePublic. I own a lot of TeePublic shirts with no print left on them. Fourth Wall does merch for like Philip DeFranco and Marquez Brown and all kinds of stuff. So like it's really nice stuff. Tons of variety and everything. So if you don't see something on there in a size or a shape or whatever, they have tall, they have all kinds of stuff. A lot of TeePublic shirts were a little squat. But yeah, no, go check out stuff. Really appreciate it. Thank you. Susan.
Yes.
I'm saving Valerie for last. We gotta save Valerie for last,
No,
right?
I'm
Yeah, you
very
have to.
busy.
So you're in charge of gathering fighters, basically. Like you're
Right.
Okay. So how are you going about this? Like, are you just looking for mercenaries, or are you just looking for anybody who looks kind of tough, or anybody who might have money, or both?
I think I head out that night after our discussion wraps up, so it's probably like 8, 9. And I head to all the local taverns, pubs, and those kinds of places, and just like size them up. I want to see if I know anybody, because I could probably. She's a mercenary for like a decade before she started this business with Pine.
Right.
So she should know some people, not necessarily if they're in town, but if she does see someone she knows, she could probably get them, and then just be like sizing up people who look like they'd want to fight for money.
Give me a charisma saving throw.
Oh God, that's my -1.
Well, I mean,
Ugh.
20.
with 11's not bad. I picture like I picture myself with slightly lower charisma. So like if I see somebody I haven't talked to in a while, it's like, hey you, like I don't like sometimes it's hard to remember, and I almost picture that's what Blackfist is like. Like you remember more about how they fought or their abilities or what they did more than like Thomas. Like it's just not.
Yeah.
I would say there's a couple of people like just shield hands who are like maybe traveling through town, garden, like garden merch and stuff. Like here's the thing. The big Overwatch war that happened like 4 years ago, terrible thing. Pretty awesome if you were a mercenary. Like, holy shit, you got paid. It was a really violent time. People needed protection. If one of them approached you to fight in the army, you got paid a premium, time and a half on holidays. It was great. So now things are a little leaner. You just
Real Wagner Group situation. Is that what you're saying?
Arcane court jesters aren't allowed to perform in the court anymore. Different world.
I don't think we're gonna bond over this. I don't think that's gonna happen.
It's like, I know how it is. Like, yeah.
I don't even have access to my accounts anymore. Oh.
I had a few hits out on you. I never made it into the city. I think I recognize you, but I'm not really good with faces.
How are you? So, okay. How are you approaching people? Are you trying to talk them into it? You trying to, like, threaten them? Are you just offering the promise of money? Like, how are you,
It's probably real direct. So if she sees someone who she's like, I've seen that sword. Like, not them. I don't
not even the
recognize them.
face or, like...
Yeah. She'll just walk right up and just stand at their table. Like, if they're sitting down or if they're at the bar, she'll just stand right next to them and be like, there's a new fight club in town. You should fight.
Do you have, like, flyers? Do you have literature? Like, are you just, like, I mean, you probably didn't get time to go to a Kinko's or something. You just kind of went right from, like, just kind of went right from the meeting to the, so I think...
She had her orders and she went out.
I mean, literal, but effective. So you're going to get, the first thing they're going to ask is, like, does it pay? Like, is there, like, is there a prize?
Yes. You'll get a cut of the door. 1 gold to come in, but if you fight, we'll let you in free. And then she's going to have a moment where she's like, we didn't agree upon that, but I'm pretty sure that's going to be okay with the rest of the group.
Fine, right? I mean, if this business tanks, it's not like it's ours, so...
Yeah.
So, okay, this is interesting. Are you already kind of talking up catching a vandal before it happens? Like, it's like, oh, you guys didn't hear about this. It happened, though. Or are you just going to kind of plug that tomorrow? It's like, as people are walking past the door, it's like, hey, you want to beat up a child? And, like,
They'll know my presence by tomorrow.
Oh my god. Please don't bomb a church or something. Like, don't, like...
Oh, shit.
God.
Sybil.
If it... Kraga will probably just say there's going to be a champion at the end.
Oh, okay. So that's mysterious. That's good. So, I'm afraid I have to ask... This is a talky thing, and I was looking for a way to maybe put a little oomph into it, but I think I'm going to need persuasion.
Yeah, I know.
I know,
Why did I offer to talk to people? Is this someone I know? Do they recognize me?
With an 11, like, you might, like, you've probably either camped with them or maybe fought or something like that, but you're not super duper tight.
Okay.
Not that you'd remember all that much about them, Well, never mind. I'm sorry. We're all rolling really hot tonight.
It's because it's not like life or death.
Yeah.
It's someone else's business.
Yeah. It's like, whatevs. Jesus. Everybody in the chat, again, thank you for being here today. I really appreciate it. It's been a weird year, and it's just nice to kind of blow off steam and have fun at Theriathon. All these games are going to be pretty off the wall, pretty random, especially that Group 1 later. I know what happens in that one, and that is So,
Can't wait.
While we're talking about the chat real quick, my mom texted and says she's watching. So,
aw. Hi, Susan's mom.
Hi, Susan
hi,
Mom.
mommy.
Hi, Mrs. Susan's mom.
You raised a pretty awesome daughter.
Eh,
I
I'm
mean,
one of 5.
yeah,
Yeah, say which one.
yeah. This isn't about you. Like, we get to pass judgment. Like,
Yes.
yeah.
Correct.
I think after a decade, we get to rubber stamp whether you're a decent person or not.
Okay.
If you're going to do anything hateful or something, I think you would have done it by now.
Again, the long con. 10 years is a long time.
I mean, I have access to a lot of passwords now. I was telling
Oh.
Andrew that I could probably just like sweep the rug from underneath you, just like
Oh, damn.
Oh,
Yes, but you inherit
Again?
my debt. Like that's the trick. Wait till we're profitable, then you swoop in and God, 16. Okay, that like you're okay. I've been writing down names, and I think I got to use them all. And I am going to. Thank you, chat. These are great names. Every one I wrote down, I was like, oh, we'll use like 3 or 4 of them. I have like 10. So like,
Shit.
yeah, it's what a lineup, guys. I don't know who's gonna fight Valerie, but it's gonna be an epic brawl when it
You're building
happens.
like a fantasy football team or of fighters right here.
Right. And Ryan,
hello.
what are we doing to prepare to we got fighters coming.
Yes,
We're gonna have booze.
yes,
We have the meats.
we do. So he was under the understanding at one point that he was going to start trying to get hill food, right? And so I imagine he's doing an inventory to see what's here that he knows how to make.
Mm.
And as he's doing that, the smell hits his nose, and he goes, "What is that smell?" And he looks over to see like the best food that anyone has ever smelled actually cooking. And he's like, "Well, does it taste any good?" And I imagine pretty quick he finds out it tastes amazing, and he's like, "All right, time to find out. Time to get together some stuff to go with that."
Can I ask a question?
Yep, like sour cream or something. I don't know.
Milkshakes. What? We
If it's
listen,
taquitos, yeah, you gotta have a little sour cream, a little like hot sauce, something like that.
Stop talking about food.
I know.
Yes,
I
so hungry.
ate at like 6:30 this morning, and now I'm like, it's 2. Okay, I do this every year.
Every year.
Every year.
It's honestly tradition. You get to watch my stupidity in real time every year. What is hill food?
Well,
Because
I'm
we live
so
in the
glad that you-
Catskills, and that sounds kind of Catskillsy, and that scares me.
I'm so glad you asked about this very topic that I've clearly put a lot of thought into. Because if there's one thing that a person from one of the flattest parts of the country, knows a lot about, it's hill food. So, normally, I would imagine that is what you can hunt. Meat's taken care of. So, aside from that, there's what you can grow that would supplement that. I imagine he's looking for assorted herbs, onions and potatoes. He's gonna get onions and potatoes. He's gonna cook up some sides out of that.
I feel like you got like a farmer's market thing going on.
Love it.
So like that can also help with the door. Like it's like, hey, we're gonna, we got carrots from blah blah blah, and we've got potatoes and onions, and so like it's like a community thing. All of a sudden, it's like, oh, neat, like that type of thing.
It's right to the farmer's market he goes.
So I feel like persuasion. We've done that, right?
We have.
What I think we need is. I think veggies are for closers. So what I'd like you to do is kind of razzle dazzle them a little bit, not lie, But you do know that vandalism is on the table, and like you didn't catch anyone. So I kind of want a little bluff, like a little, like you're just kind of you're caressing the truth. You know, you're just kind of massaging it.
I'm going to deception my way to vegetables. Yes, the only way to vegetable.
I still say
I'm here
bluff,
for it.
and it's been years. Let's just go back to 4E.
Okay. Hold on, let me start making the character.
Rebuild the architecture from the beginning,
right.
from the ground up.
On the fly. All right. I will deception. Well, let me see something real quick. Let me check to see if I can. Wow, that. What is going on here?
I don't know.
I needed to click the prepared button. I was looking to see if I had any way of using magic to cheat, and I needed to click the prepared button. I don't think any of my spells will help me cheat right now, though. So, wait, hold on.
Might want to save it, because this is just the farmer's market. Very low stakes.
If you've not been to the farmer's markets I've been to, sir,
I
it's life or death.
don't eat veggies, so no. Like
You know what? But that said, good advice is good advice. So we are just going to get the bluffiest vegetables. Let's go for it.
The bluffiest vegetables.
Oof.
13. Lucky number 13.
Nice.
That's right.
Do you know what I just realized in my head?
Go for it.
I was searching for something that it's like, I put, I don't know, farmers markets up there with like, and I was like, what else am I just solidly not into? Gun shows. Like, it's the same thing. Salads and guns are the same thing. I keep an equal distance from both. Like,
I cook them in the same pot.
Makes sense.
13's not bad. So you're gonna buff up the door a little bit too. With, I mean, farmers aren't necessarily the most bloodthirsty, like, you know, but you know, it's like it is noticeable. Like, you've added a little integrity to it because you've got the community behind it. So it's like, okay, people are vouching. It's at a restaurant everybody knows. They've been a little weird for a few weeks, but like, you know, like they're salt of the earth. Valerie,
Yes.
let me into your mind palace here. What are you thinking? What's the, so you're okay. What we know about your character so far is that you're a secret anime protagonist or highly delusional. So
Okay, no los dos.
you're 16. You said you're wiry. Honestly, okay. Would it be easier for everybody out there if we just pictured a Valerie? Like if you walked up to
yes,
someone
but
and challenged them to
taller.
Okay.
Same weight though, just kind of stretch me out.
Again, didn't hold shift. All right, good. We're just
Yeah.
stretching. Okay. So you claim like you are like ironclad stone face, just like you've been saying. It's like, yeah, I'm an expert fighter.
Yes.
But like not in a hyped up way. You're not trash talking. It's like, yes, I'm going to fuck you up. Like you're just, it's like a certainty, a fact.
Yes.
And you're out to cause some kind. You're doing Project Mayhem tonight, right? Like you're just out
Yes.
there to. Okay, what's? We kept it real loose, so this is all you. You're loose in a quaint little town. What do you do to draw people's ire?
Okay. Well, first, I was in charge of this sign outside. And I know my first attempt didn't go very well. So I've made a second attempt. It's right here on this piece of paper.
All of it?
The sign? Yes.
Yeah, see if it's.
Wow. Okay.
I will read it to you now. So on the top it says Splat, because that's our
Sure.
title.
Nice.
And then in only capital letters, it says We found a strong mischief boy. Fight him, and you will win a milkshake and money. And then a little farther down, there is food too. And then a little farther down, we also have alcohol for the grown-ups. So that's sign taken care of.
That's
All
way
truth.
better than I thought it was
Perfect.
going to be.
All truth.
Get that
Okay.
mischief boy.
Get that.
So, then, that's a sign taken care of. We're all good. Now it's time for me to become the mischief boy.
I just saw G Soto in the chat. Fist the mischief boy, like
Yeah.
No, that draft is no longer in play.
Fistchief, Fistchief boy.
Ooh.
The fist.
The mischief boy.
Oh, that should
Okay.
be your fighter name.
I am the mischief boy. So, my plan is to, and because we are a restaurant, I'm assuming we have some sort of like coals or charcoals to help, the flames for, the food. So I'm going to take a bunch of that charcoal.
Oh no.
And what I am going to do is I am going to go around to all of the town's very important statues that are around. And I will, in, like they say in the bad boy part of town, tag them. So, tag number 1 is just writing on some statue or something, I am a strong boy. Tag number 2. Eat my shorts.
Oh no!
Oh, classic.
I
Oh,
knew it. I knew it.
That's going to rile people up.
yeah. Oh man.
Your shorts.
Oh.
Tag number 3. I have a college fund.
Oh, that'll get you beaten up.
Honestly, that might get you beat up now. Like that.
Yeah.
What, you
Okay.
think you're better than me? Is half the country. Like just.
Tag number 4. I have big, strong arms and am ready to fight you.
Oh my god! She made them up.
And then this one's a pretty good one. This one's a pretty good one.
Mm.
On one of the statues that's like of a person, I'm going to make a mustache on that person.
Oh no.
And then underneath that mustache, I write, me, a strong boy, drew this mustache.
Did that statue already have a mustache and you drew the mustache over the mustache? Or did you find an unmustached statue?
No,
for that?
no mustache.
Okay.
That was my doing only.
Okay.
Oh god!
Where should we put this one?
If you don't have one that says Cowabunga, I'm gonna be very upset.
I'm sorry, I don't.
Damn it,
This
Val.
is my last and final of graffiti. I drew a picture of myself with big, strong muscles, and I wrote, "This is a self-portrait." And so we're gonna,
Nice.
because this is the most important one.
Well done.
And I think my job is done.
Oh, for sure.
So
Yeah, that was a round of
Bravo.
applause. That was amazing.
It's amazing.
Wow,
you,
truly
thank
the
you.
comedian of DNR, if I ever
Yes.
saw one.
Oh my god, we got a raffle in the chat. I haven't seen a raffle in years. Oh. You gave us a reason to raffle again, and that is.
Yeah. Nice
Yeah.
work.
make
Oh.
America raffle again.
Yeah. Hell yeah,
I'm-
brother.
I'd vote
think-
for that campaign.
Oh,
That
for
was
sure.
good.
I'm thinking that this is actually really good marketing. Like today, like this is
Yeah.
not for Aubrey. Like in the real world right now, this
Yeah.
would get me going somewhere. I'd check out what this is.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, so
Yeah.
everybody wakes up and they're like, wow, this must be a real mischief boy.
God.
And then they see the sign outside that says, we caught the mischief boy.
Caught the mischief
Mhm.
boy.
Come
Love it.
fight him. And everybody will be ready to fight. So, you're all
So-
welcome.
Yeah.
The marketing companies that catch a hold of this, that see this, you're going to get hired by them for all of the money tomorrow, Valerie.
Yep.
Oh yeah. The messed up thing is like
It's amazing.
it's like when Denny's had a cool tumbler, like everyone's gonna have a Mischief Boy, and then it's just gonna
Oh,
be
yeah.
Mischief Boy franchise.
We have the original. That's all that matters.
It'll change from Splat to the original Mischief Boys.
Yeah,
Yes.
I like it.
I'm gonna need you to roll for me. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
I forgot we're playing D&D.
Yeah.
What should I roll?
On brand. That's a Valerie original right there. I know that one.
I think like you got your tags sorted, you know what you want to say, right? So I imagine like you're scrolling that on a notebook beforehand. It's like, okay, I envision it. But
Yes.
you gotta go all over town and climb up these statues. Okay. So I'm gonna need an athletics from you.
That's good because I'm a strong boy and am proficient in athletics.
Good. Good.
Oh, shit.
Ooh, we almost had our first
Oh.
one.
That was almost a 1. I'll take an 11 over a 1.
Oh, for sure.
So it takes you a little while, right? And what I want to do is, because this is a quaint town, I want to know how insulted they are. Like, is this like, is this like their F word? You know, it's like Mischief Boy. Like, is it like to them? To them, is this like, oh my God? You know what I mean? You're showing
Very
a lot of
much
ankle, you harlot. Like, you know,
Those
like,
jowl shaking anger coming out.
yeah, most unorthodox. Like, you know,
Yeah.
just so okay. So the higher the number, the more outraged they're going to be. And at a certain point, comically outraged.
Like fainting ladies and men being held back.
People throwing
Right.
out of the theater, running
Right.
out of the
Yeah.
theater.
That's it.
Yeah.
And if it's low, I just, let's see,
Oh,
6.
6
So
out
this-
of 10.
Yeah, this gets under their skin quite a bit. Like, they are not happy about this.
Someone did mischief.
Do you know what bothers them more than the defacing of property?
What is that?
It is the fact that you're 16. It bothers the shit out of them. Like, it's like, how dare you not respect your elders? It's not even the defacement. It's just you're young, and that really pisses them off. So people are going to come to this event. They don't even care. It's like a bunch of senior citizens are going to come watch UFC. Like, it makes no
Whoa.
sense, but like, it's like, oh, I want to see this Mischief Boy get clocked, like that type of thing, right? So to them, they're just here for the main event, right? Like, but a bunch of other people in town, there's going to be secret Mischief Boy fans. They're going to be like, oh man, like there's like the Zoomers, like they're rate, like it's like, oh man, that's cool. You might start a revolution. Like, we might not have
Yes.
an unmustached statue in the entire place. So I think we're set up, and we got fighters. We got fighters lining up, and I want to tell you about each one of the fighters here.
Okay.
We have the Crimson Fist,
Ooh.
Jake Piston.
oh, nice.
He
That's
was
just-
definitely in Punch Out.
Yeah, that's the punch out, isn't it?
Now that's Piston Honda.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. Big Benji,
Ooh.
I like it.
Erdath Bloodshaper, Doug Fister, Volcano Princess,
Ooh.
Ooh.
Bonesaw,
Oh.
and Kyle.
There he is.
All right.
Kyle's gonna take it. I got my
Oh my
money.
God,
There's
look at
always
this.
one. There's
Yeah,
always
yeah.
one.
There's always one. Uh, Thank you, everybody, for your suggestions. We need okay. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to like label them a grade, 1 to 10. Like what So we're going to start with Jake Piston. Jake Piston is.
Jake Piston, what? Am I right?
Wow.
God. Oh.
He is the first. He was the first opponent in Punch Out.
Yeah, we got your Glass Joe right here.
Glass Joe,
Okay.
yeah.
Glass Jake.
That's what it was. Glass Jake.
Big Benji is a 5. Average fighter, probably a mercenary, something like that, Erdath, average fighter, yeah. Competition isn't so bad right now. Like it's really not bad at all.
Here comes the 10.
Doug Pfister
Oh no!
is a 3. His name is
No, it's gonna
Doug
be Kyle.
Pfister.
Kyle's
Oh my
Kyle's
God!
a
If it's
10.
Kyle,
Gonna be Kyle.
oh God! Volcano Princess.
Oof.
8.
Oh.
There we go.
We have a contender.
Oh no! Bonesaw's got to be up there, right? Bonesaw?
No.
2. Nope. Never mind.
Bonesaw's
Oh.
aspirational as a name.
Yeah, okay. You got to earn that, I guess. The Crimson Fist,
50 years old.
5.
Oh.
I wanted to get in a whole thing about Randy Savage, and that's not what we're here for today. It's like that's not actually.
I'll luring you. I try to.
I
lure
know,
you in
I know.
there.
There was a big pause. I'm like, that's not true. He was world champion, but no, that's not why we're here. The Crimson Fist of 5, and now Kyle.
All right. Here's our boy.
He's a 6.
Not
Kyle's
too
a
bad.
6.
Above average.
Volcano Princess is the best.
That's the yeah.
I think it's going to
who's
come
the one-
down to Kyle and Volcano Princess.
Yeah. Who's the one that Kraga talked to first? Is it the Volcano Princess?
Yeah.
I imagine, right? Like, yeah, you want the best. Like,
Yeah.
Personal friend of yours, Kraga.
No, but I've seen her fight. Again, she probably just recognized people by weapons,
Weapons,
not didn't
Hey,
even
what's
look
up?
at
What's
them.
up, Sledgehammer? How you doing? It's been a while.
I imagine Volcano Princess is just these all the time.
Oh, yeah.
Just
Bonesaw was literally a medic that would help out and just got dragged into this.
yeah.
I'm not really interested in this. I'm more of a healer.
I think it's time for the event. Let's see how successful this thing. You've done all the setup. It's like now it's just. I still don't. I don't know how this is gonna work, Val. Like how we're gonna do it, but like. We got meats. They're cooking, right? Are you serving up food throughout the day? You have enough to like serve it up.
We have to. I mean, that's just got to be
Yeah.
part. This is like running a business. We've got people doing stuff. We're all chipping in on all the things that just have to happen. Serving food, making milkshakes, taking bets on the sly.
We'll get to the bets. That's so. Can I get an athletics check from you to keep up with all these dishes? Just like your back, your forth, just either that or a wisdom saving throw.
From who?
You.
Me.
Yeah.
Athletics.
Jesus, everyone's on
How
fire.
about a
tonight.
19?
Hell yeah.
19's amazing. You're keeping up with it. This is the best service. It was 2 elderly people before. So, like, not only is the meat better, but, like, wow. I ordered it's like Chinese food. Like, it's like, after I'm ordered, it's here. It's like, oh, shit.
Yeah.
Like, it's,
What?
whoa.
Yeah. Done.
Okay. The front door. We got food cooked up. It's all ready to go. And Black Fist has got the front door. Okay. You're going to get a bunch of people signing up, right? And it's like, okay, here's my gold, blah, 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 blah. And you're obviously letting in your Jake Pistons and stuff like that. Is there anybody you keep out? Is there anybody who Like you're creating the illusion of exclusivity, something like that, or is it just everybody can come in?
I'd probably make them wait in a line just for that effect.
Okay.
Like I'll like look inside and pretend like not enough room for you yet, you know?
Yeah,
Like
every once in a while, like pull somebody out of the line. You come on in. Like,
Yeah.
why?
Oh,
Why?
yeah.
Why that one? Not me. Why? Just keep them on their toes.
Nice.
exactly.
Okay.
For no actual reason. There's no
Right.
like I'm not
Right.
looking and picking. It's just random.
Here's what I want. I want you to give me an intimidation roll to keep that front door locked down, but I want you to do it with advantage because you have the musculature to back that up. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like,
And one of my features is I'm menacing. So
Oh,
well, there you go.
yeah.
oh,
Jesus.
How
Okay,
about a
so-
natural 20?
Crit,
Nat
like
20.
It's amazing.
this. I keep waiting for the other shoe to drop. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Are we going to kill a child tonight? Is that where it's going to fall apart? Like,
Correct.
oh man.
oh no.
This is the most organized. Like everyone's like, okay, like ooh, it. You know what it does? It creates this vibe. Like, you ever do like a midnight release? Obviously, a bunch of nerds in this call. So there's that vibe of waiting outside a GameStop. A GameStop used to be a video game retailer when you had to go buy physical media at a brick and mortar store. And then arbitrarily, the game would release at midnight, and you'd go there and just sit outside and wait for the store to open. And then you would pick up your Skyrim. The last Fallout 4, I think, was the last midnight release, but it was on the West Coast, so it's a 9 p.m. release, which is lamer, but like more convenient.
For you, it's probably good for us. 9 p.m. Got to play it. You know. Don't have to
I
sit
mean,
outside
no,
all-
it was neat. Like I just walked in and it was neat. It's just like, oh, this kind of takes the specialness out of it. But
Yeah.
that's what this is. That's the like you've kept them out there waiting, and no one's charging the line, so they're just like, oh shit, man, like why they got us out here waiting so long? Like this is something's got to be good, right? Like they've got, oh man, they don't want like a riot to break out or something. It's like, oh man, I heard Big Benji's gonna
So
fight.
people would probably walk by, see a line, and do that thing where like, what's this line for? I don't know. And then they just get in the line.
Smells good though.
Man, you smell that?
Beat up a kid? Oh, and you can beat up a kid?
Yeah,
I'm in.
lovely. Veggies. I almost forgot. They're so low a priority on my radar.
Look, if you go into the call right now and you hover your mouse over it so that everyone's name pops up, I want you to notice that there may have been a little bit of a thing that happened.
We were taking bets on how long it would take.
I wasn't in that conversation. Ah,
The mischief boy. I see.
How did you? I didn't know you could
see.
change fonts.
Holy
Neat.
shit.
Oh.
I didn't do that, just so everyone knows.
Yes.
That was
Of course,
Bree.
it just happens naturally.
I thought a vegetable was added to Ryan's name.
That's what I thought,
Emoji,
honestly.
And then I looked down. I'm like,
I-
mischief boy.
if I cannot add more, I can't add more emoji. That later. Make vegetables. Getting veggies.
Yeah. We got honestly the food's handled, right? So I think your job would be to schmooze the community members that have showed up. And
Sure.
here's the thing: this is a healing moment. Someone is defaced.
Yeah.
Like you know what? Some filthy youth has defaced all of
Yeah.
their prime like statues, and like any town that has history, there's probably one or two of those statues. There's a complicated past, you know? Like it was a different time. And what youngins don't understand is you gotta respect history. So I think we need you out there. I think we need you out there, kind of like bringing the community together. We need emotional healing.
They need a grief counselor, is what
That
it
is
is.
that is one of the 2 kinds of healing that he does.
Nice.
How would you go about this? Like, what would you do?
Well, I let people pet a cat. No,
Ooh.
you know, if only I had a cat.
There's probably another dire squirrel around
There's
somewhere.
probably a dire
You
squirrel.
can just pretend
Did
it's
you
a cat.
cook all of the dire squirrels?
You run out of pots, I think. Like you like that's.
Honestly, I think what he does is he finds some leftover signage, and he kind of puts something on his shoulder saying like "free smells," and he starts walking around trying to take people's order, telling them that they're going to have the best meal that they've ever had.
Oh.
It's because one of the things we didn't think of is anyone actually taking people's orders? Who's the server here?
Oh yeah, good point. Good point.
Yeah.
I just figure. Well,
I
You're
said
front of house.
I said free smells, not pre-smells. My apologies.
oh, okay. Well, that's slightly less weird. So, okay. I'm trying to rope this into a skill check you'd be better at than like.
And he's like, there's 2 things that'll make everyone feel better. That's having a nice full stomach and watching somebody who deserves it get theirs.
Okay. So there's a little mob justice thrown in there. Like that's
bit.
okay. So I think give me a little performance. Because there's almost a little carnival barker in there, right? Like
A little bit. This is going to be great. You just watch. It's going to be amazing. See? Look at that. That's perfect.
Yeah.
There it is.
seven, it's
It's
like,
the lucky number.
you're not used to being like front house person, like, so, you know what I mean? You strike me as a real rolled up overalls kind of guy, you know? So you're doing what you can, people, but they're really distraught is the problem. Like, someone drew a mustache on a mustacheless woman, and they shouldn't have a mustache.
Well,
But no one.
you
no one's
just
leaving.
see, hey, once that happens, once justice is served, then what we do is we take the boy to learn his lesson and clean the mustache off the statue.
Valerie.
Yes.
I picture you seated somewhere in full view of the crowd, right?
I know, I was like, where am I in all of this?
Like, I picture it's almost like a dunk tank type of thing, right? Like they have you sat somewhere, like
Onto a chair, like tie like
Yeah.
rope around, like you little piece of shit. She's just you're gonna hear that kind of stuff every once in a while. Don't
So-
you even try it.
boo, like just just
You barf bag. What's your damage?
Can I? Do you taunt them? Do you like?
I think so. I think there's a lot of I don't regret what I did last night. That's right. It was me. And like I fight really hard, so be careful. And no, I got one more in me. And also, I'm big and strong. Watch out. you better get ready for the end of this. It's gonna be pretty wild.
Okay, well, I need a persuasion. Or you know
Can
what?
I-
No, performance.
Performance, okay.
Performance. Like you're good. Like
Can
you
I
know,
make an argument?
always?
He's not performing.
Yeah, he believes this.
This is from the heart.
Huh. Then you know what?
It's funny. It doesn't make any difference in terms of like a role. It's just this is important to me as a person.
No.
This is from the heart.
So it does make. So okay, it does make a little bit of difference, right? Because like, okay, you're in a situation where a lot of people, I think, would be scared, should be scared, maybe. And you are like you're obviously not. You're fine. You're cool as a cucumber.
Mm-hmm.
What I want you to do is give me a strength saving throw. Because every once in a while, you're going to be like flexing at these ropes and like you know what I mean? You could get out at any time because they're not trying to restrain
That's
you.
what I was gonna. Yeah, I was gonna say.
Right.
But I choose to be restrained here. You just wait until I get out.
Like, I'm not locked in here with you, you're locked in here with me type of
Hell
thing.
yeah.
Oh my god. Okay, let's do it.
Okay, save and throw. That's. I got it.
You
A save
got
and
it.
throw.
you
Wait.
go. Nope. There it is. Wait. Ah!
Oh,
16.
16. You're fine.
Pretty
So like
strong.
you're just like ooh, like you're every once in a while, and they're they're like ooh, like it. So that display is good because it gets people riled up, and like they're like, oh, someone needs to teach that youth a lesson, like that type of thing. So it's like I heard she's got a college fund. Thinks it's better than me. That type of thing. What do you read?
I read big books too, not small ones with pictures.
Chapter books.
I'm getting triggered now.
Yeah. Yeah.
I heard they put litter boxes in the schools now. Like they're like you're
No.
gonna hear stuff like that every once in a while. Like you're just gonna. It's like, oh man, just general anger now. Like it's not even like, not even. It doesn't make sense. It's just like, ooh, things are changing, and I don't understand it. So, that's gonna keep a riot from breaking out, though. Like they're angry, but no one's gonna reach. It's like, well, he does look kind of strong. So like they're not gonna like go for it, but like, ooh, they're gonna root real hard for these fighters. So. The entire point of this is to make money. Alex,
Yes.
I need to know a couple of things.
Mm-hmm.
Are you just taking all bets? Are you like, is there a structure to this, or is it just about making money? Like, is it like?
I'm the worst one to ask. In reality, I know nothing about how betting works.
I don't either.
So,
I tried to run a casino in game and got mocked relentlessly for it. It's like, I'm not a good businessman. So, what I mostly want to know is like, oh, are you taking betting just on the odds of fighters and stuff like that, or are you taking weird side bets and stuff like that? Are you taking?
That's a good one. I think all the above, to be honest. But like
Just
the side
everything.
ones. Yeah, but if we had like, I envision us having like a menu board, like what Jasper was talking about earlier, like chalkboard outside, but we have one inside that's like the menu or something, right?
Yeah.
And one section is isolated for like, oh, the odds for certain fighters versus the Mischief Boy, right? Or
It's the
certain
Running
odds on-
Man.
Yeah.
Remember
yeah,
the guys in the Running Man? They kept, I never understood that system. People just hold up money. It's like, bubba, and they take money and they know who. It's like, I never understood that.
And Avis will have a little notebook, little journal, and that's where he keeps the side bets. Like, how many broken arms? It odds are 10-1. There's gonna be 2 broken arms over the entirety of the match. Like I know that from sports betting because I watch a lot of sports shows. So they have these weird like, oh, if this player makes this many goals or whatever, and
Sure.
before the game's end. So these weird one-offs like Mischief Boy breaks a neck, Mischief Boy
Jesus.
trips someone out of the arena, or stuff like little weird bets like that. But the payout is huge. The buy-in, however, for those weird ones is like a little higher than the normal stuff, so it's reserved.
Can I ask a question of you? Do you personally bet with anyone?
Never.
No. Okay.
I would not lose my remaining fortune. No, I cannot.
Because like you're dressed like you got money. So like if someone comes up to you and they're like, you know what I mean? Like they might, I don't know, like a bet the house couldn't cover. They'd be like, well, what about you? Like, you know, that type of thing.
Oh, me
So,
personally.
yeah.
I don't want to sully the honor and integrity of the sport, or of our Mischief Boy themselves. Well, this Mischief Boy's not ours. No, no, scoundrel, or scallywag. No, I would not take any personal bets. No, that's not what I'm here for. I'm here for the customers.
I love that it's about the honor and integrity, and you're running DraftKings. Like you're just like it's
Yeah.
it's like saying I really care about fresh seafood, and you run a Long John Silver's.
Long
Like
John
it's
Silver?
not. Yeah, it's like
The
you
hush
do
puppies
serve
are made
fish.
from non-GMO ingredients.
Okay. Oh, God. Here's what we're going to do. I would be remiss if I didn't point out that Elle was the one who suggested Volcano Princess, and that is clearly that is clearly our top fighter.
Yes.
I mean, we just, but I think it comes down to her and Kyle. So what I would like is I would like Jasper to roll for Volcano Princess and Susan to roll for Kyle.
So we do get to fight in a Theriathon.
Oh no!
Tiny bit.
I tried to
Amazing.
avoid it.
Tiny bit. Like just so you're going to roll you're going to have 3 rounds of just rolling d20s. And whoever wins the most, the majority of rounds is our winner. So oh, go ahead, please.
Can we bet on this at all?
Yes, please. Yes,
Oh,
everybody in the chat.
2 on Volcano Princess.
Okay.
Okay.
2 gold.
2 gold. That's a small bet, my friend, but I'll take your money nonetheless.
He looks at his hand-me-down armor and shrugs a little bit.
A fine bet. A fine bet. Volcano Princess is by far statistically, and looking at the data, which I somehow have access to, superior.
It's just lots. You have some poor person just doing math really fast. Just okay. Jasper, we're gonna start with you. Give me a flat d20, just a regular ass d20.
Okay, I'll do it, but I do want to make sure it's very clear that Volcano Princess's style is very spinny, very spinny. Lots of sweeping of legs and lots of flailing of arms and almost distracting to be able to hit things. Yeah, so here we go.
So I think
Ooh.
because it's that's a different class of fighter. That's an 8, and Kyle is a 6. I think we should add a +2 to your rolls and a +1
Man.
to Susan's. I think that's only fair. So that's 18.
18.
That's a
volcano
damn good
exploded.
start. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's Susan. Your rebuttal.
Okay. For Kyle, I really love to think that he's just a dude. Just a human guy wearing street clothes, whatever the equivalent of a suit and tie. He
Very
takes off
Sammy
his
Zayn.
tie.
Yeah.
Oh my
What is
God.
this again? What is this again? What am I doing? Sorry?
Where's the rat? Where's the food? I smelled food.
When he signed up, he was thought he was signing up for dinner. We had to get a
Right.
reservation.
A waiting list.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Something. My kid just wanted a milkshake. What am I?
Where's my table?
Yeah.
Okay. Here
But
we go,
like
Kyle.
he's won 3 fights somehow.
Oh
Ooh.
no!
Oh.
Mm.
Volcano Princess takes this very, very seriously, is the thing. So, oh boy, we're going to start the next round with Kyle. So,
Okay.
if you lose another round, Kyle's out.
Okay, Kyle, I believe in you.
Oof.
Okay, 14.
So 14. 14 total.
That's-
All right. Okay.
I can
It's
take it.
respectable.
I can do it.
It's been nothing but good rolls tonight for the most part, so.
The bad ones aren't even really us. It's tertiary characters.
Yeah. But
Extensions.
it's still fun. Here's the thing. You still want to win, right? Like,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter. Jasper?
Okay, and during all of this, Volcano Princess, you're going to be hearing some very deep, abysmal. What's the word? I can't remember.
Abyssal?
Demonic. Abyssal. Thank you. Not
Guttural.
abysmal. Guttural. Oh, there's some weird demonic
Yes.
speaking happen here. I don't know what her backstory is here, but
I think we're making it up on the fly. This is great.
yeah.
oh,
Oh!
a 9.
Kyle
Oh my
won.
God. Ooh, that was so close too. It teetered. Oh my God. Okay. Well, we got ourselves a fight, guys. Anybody want to change their betting in the chat? Now's the time. Like it's man.
That's it.
Avo's just like kind of bites his nails. I don't know if we have the capital to cover a Kyle win.
Wouldn't it be great if this town just imploded based off of one fight?
Already.
Economy is
gone.
shattered.
Yeah.
I wish. Do we know how to do channel point bets? Because we can. Let's.
Oh, channel points for Twitch.
Oh.
Let's spice it
Yeah.
up here.
We're playing for bits,
button.
people. No.
There's a button on there somewhere, right? For points,
Something.
channel points.
So
I don't
okay.
know.
A lot of double it on Kyle. That's multi.
Cool.
VP. How do I bet? This is just a fun
It's
joke.
not real,
Just,
not
yeah,
real.
it's not. We're not. Yeah. Though if you do want to give us money, there is a Patreon. We're gonna start with Volcano Princess. Last time
Yep.
you led off, it was very strong.
Yeah, and Volcano Princess, whatever cloak and wrappings and leather straps around everything, like after that fight, she just ripped so much of that off, like just to get free. And you'll notice cloven hooves. All right, here we go.
Jesus God.
Oh no.
Oh, okay.
7.
No.
Oh, that's a
Yeah,
7.
Kyle's to
Okay.
lose.
Might be an upset here.
Oh my God.
He
So
was frantically collecting money from other patrons. If you haven't
yeah.
placed your bet, now's a great time.
you're the only person to take bets in the middle of like punches being thrown.
Yeah.
Like,
There's
Whatever.
still time. Round
Yep.
3.
oh God. Okay.
Only seconds left.
Here, Susan, this is okay. These are some of the worst rolls because like you're going in with an odd. You're like a 3/4 favorite. You'd have to biff this real hard.
Oh.
So you got to roll a 6 or better. That's it.
7.
No, they get a plus
Oh,
one.
yeah.
Oh.
plus 2.
Right.
Oh, I get
Yeah.
plus 1. Yeah.
You guys could tie, like Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Here we go. Oh, 8!
Oh,
We have a
7 to
Kyle?
9.
A Kyle victory.
So is this like a double like knockdown and they start counting and Kyle's the one who gets up?
Yeah.
Yes.
Uh,
But again, just looking for his
What is
table. It's like, what is it?
happening?
I'm being accosted over and over again.
Where's my milkshake?
Like he goes to sit down in the corner, like, you're doing great, champ. He's got the curly straw, like he's just like that's the only time they'll give him his beverage.
After in between each round. Yeah.
I just wanted some taquitos.
Oh,
His
no.
eye's swollen. You're standing there with a big, cold Nazi gold coin to put on his eye. Like, he's just like, this will reduce the
Yeah,
swelling.
put This will help.
God damn it.
There's like a Carter imprint in his forehead. Like,
Oh, yeah, Amos looks to Boyard and goes, them's is the breaks, as they say. Unfortunately, even though you are employed here, the money is gone. So, sorry about that.
that brings us to our main event. Mischief Boy. The dreaded scoundrel you've all heard so much about, defaced countless bits of history property. Is there anything you say to these people as, so like, you know, they're just like, Kyle, like they're like, place erupts for Kyle, right? Kyle again, the one punch man of like just nothing going on, like he like confused more than anything.
Mm-hmm.
How did Volcano Princess react, by the way? Took it well?
Volcano Princess is still out.
Oh, okay.
He's being dragged out. Yeah.
Boyard.
Kyle killed,
He
killed her. So what does Mischief Boy say to rile these people up? Like, it's the last round of betting. This is it. Like...
So, you know, Sybil's been sitting tied to a chair. And what he'll do is he'll just stand up and like all of the ropes just fall off because he literally wasn't tied at all, and it like looks like this incredible miracle to everyone in the crowd. And so he stands up and he says, Kyle is a silly name. And then he's going to slowly and confidently walk into the ring.
Susan, I guess you're playing Kyle now.
Yeah.
You've been assigned, I guess. Like it feels weird
Mark
for me to
6,
take over
yeah.
again. That's it. It's all Kyle.
So Kyle just goes, wait, were those ropes even tied?
One of us just pushes Kyle to the ring. No questions.
No one answers.
Yeah, just push him into the ring.
But my milkshake. Oh.
Holy shit. Vecna's Good Hand, thank you for all those bits. My goodness.
Yeah.
There's a lot of bits.
See.
Got a
There's
hype
tons
train
of
going?
bits. Do we?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Second one of the stream.
I can't see it on this
Wow.
side. Holy shit. Thank you, guys. My
Oh, they're ready. They're ready for
goodness.
this fight.
So going into this last fight, I got to do two things. One, I got to give Kyle a little healing. Just level
Sure.
1, just something to make it a little more fairish.
Mhm.
Number 2, I have a little class feature that I'm going to implement to kind of keep it going so that we can pull in more money during the fight. It is my spell thingy, one of my Twilight Domain Channel Divinity abilities. It is called Twilight Sanctuary. The lighting in the room changes, and every round, any creature, including me, ends its turn in this sphere. It's 30 feet. Gets 1d6 plus 3 temporary hit points, so that they can keep slugging longer and longer.
Oh, nice.
So we can just bring in all of the
Let's
bets.
Go.
Then you know what I think we need to do?
Yeah.
We need to extend this to a 5-round fight. That's what we
Let's
need.
go.
Oh.
Okay, so same rules as before. And Kyle at this point, can I ask a question? Kyle's just confused, right? So I still want to give him a +1. However, at any point in this fight, you can get a milkshake bonus.
Ooh.
So for one round, you get a +3 instead of a +1, but you got to call it ahead of time.
Amazing.
Okay.
Okay?
I like how the responsibility is falling on Susan.
It's awesome. Just pushing her out there while I fall into the back.
Oh, your name's Kyle now.
I mean, I was all in on Kyle. That was my favorite name.
I think Avos is gonna like quietly approach Mischief Boy, aka Sybil, and whisper, "If you need me to give you any bonuses, now would be the time to ask, young man."
Do you see me? I think I can take care of myself. Thank you for the offer.
Of course, of course. Your teeth are going to get cracked. Okay.
Oh God.
I want to start a group with these characters now, and I feel
Yeah.
my deepest fear is I'm going to want to do that all day. So I might get very busy for Patreon. I don't know.
And then I play two characters. I play
Yeah.
Kraga and Kyle. They come together.
Kraga and Kyle.
Can I go back to my family? No? Okay.
We're just going to fusion them. That's what we're going to
Yeah.
do.
There you go.
There's more milkshakes in the Deadwood, Kyle. Let's go.
Crygile. That's what we're gonna. I picture, like, okay, Ryan cast this spell, like the lights change, like it's the main event. We got Bruce Buffer in the ring, like we've got like it's like, oh shit, like okay, now it's about to go down.
It's the Who Wants to Be a Millionaire lights, where it's
Oh.
like da-da-da-da-da-da.
Oh.
That is such a weird touchstone, but okay, yeah, that one.
I love
Like
it.
that's like
Well, it's like everything. The background goes quiet, and then
Yeah.
there's the two spotlights, and they come on.
yeah. Then Regis Philbin come out and punch somebody in the face. Like I remember, you had to beat him for the $1 million. That was
A
Surprisingly
lot of people
spry.
won. No, I was gonna say a lot of people won $1 million. That's why the
Oh.
show's no longer on.
Uppercut.
I could do this all day. And he's just like,
They were the people that could take a punch to the face from Regis Philbin and survive.
yeah.
yeah. Oh, poor guy.
We're gonna start things off round one with Val. Let's see what Mischief Boy's got.
Mischief boy.
Okay.
Mischief boy.
Okay. Now, Mischief Boy's got a +2. Mean swing. So, but we've seen an underdog victory already tonight. So, round 1 of 5. Here we go.
And it's just a D20.
Just
right?
a D20, and then we add 2 to it. That's it.
Okay.
Couldn't be simpler. Holy
Oh.
shit.
What?
20.
God.
I'm gonna shit if you roll nothing but 18s and 19s and shit,
Right.
and just like nothing. It's like
You
yeah.
know who this is.
I
This is
know
Mischief
that's
Boy, man.
It's the devil.
on.
After this night, he'll be Mischief Man.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. That's so good.
Weirdest bar mitzvah ever. Susan.
See, I'm in a weird spot because I really want Mischief Boy to win, but Kyle's my boy now, so.
Yes. Here's the thing. Mischief Boy's got a long life ahead of them. So like no matter what.
Yeah. Oh.
Oh, that was close.
Oh. Beat me by.
Wait.
No,
No,
because
you
Kyle has a
used to
plus
know.
1, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
If you used the milkshake bonus, you would have been there.
Yeah.
But we don't know these things.
No.
So they're trading back and forth. So Mischief Boy comes out and like bam. Like I would imagine it's so surprising to the group that it's like, oh, they can fight. Like it's like holy shit. Like
Praga knew. Praga knew.
Yeah, yeah. All the people that were just sure that Bonesaw would take it are like, oh,
that small child can really punch. And Kyle comes right back, answers the call, throws down the gauntlet back, and like it's like that round's gonna go to Mischief Boy, but only just. Susan, you're leading off for round 2. I
Okay.
love this job.
So Kyle gets smacked right in the face, and he's just like, "What? hey, and then punches.
Oh,
Kyle is
18.
the consistent quarterback Kyle right here. Dude.
Val?
Okay.
Okay.
So,
Paint a picture.
Kyle. Wait, I'm not. Sybil.
We're just going to
is-
spread out so that everyone plays Kyle. Like it's a
Yeah,
hive
yeah,
mind.
No, my name's Kyle. He's kind of just as surprised as everyone else in the audience that he hit that hard. And he feels
Pain.
this actually power, this strength rise within him. And when he gets punched back, it kind of makes him a little mad, actually. And yes.
Has Sybil never been punched back? Like, do you just sucker punch people and win a bunch of fights?
No, he's never been in a fight before.
Okay,
This is part of his
okay.
backstory.
Yeah,
So this
verbal
is all
argument
like
was the
book
most.
knowledge. Like it's all just like okay.
Yeah. So he's gonna feel this like strength rise within him. And at this point, he's going to go into a rage.
Oh.
And
Oh no.
something about his rage that he does not know is that flowers and vines temporarily grow around me. And until my rage ends, the ground within 15 feet of me is difficult terrain for
Oh
my
my God.
enemies.
What is happening?
Val is happening. Now.
Holy shit.
So okay. So one,
Mhm.
people are not gonna like this. It's like I didn't know we could use magic. Like it's gonna be
To
like
be fair, he did not know either.
right, no, but I mean like okay, so as a result of that,
Mhm.
for the for the next 2 rounds, you get to roll advantage on your D20.
Ooh.
So rude.
Oh,
It's
fuck.
it's messed up, but there might be something for Kyle because of the crowd, but we'll see.
Mm. Okay. I guess just I'll roll 2 d20s?
Two
Or should I do 'em-
D20s, we'll just take the highest.
Okay. Number one.
Oh,
boy.
okay, that's
Ooh.
17 so far. And okay, we're taking the
Oh.
17.
That's high? Or no?
No.
17.
Because Kyle has plus
Susan
one.
has an 18.
Yeah.
Ooh. It's close though.
So we're 1 and 1.
Yeah.
Holy shit. Okay. So what's Kyle's reaction to fucking Poison Ivy over here? Like what like
Hey, dude, calm down. Like, he tries to look for an exit, but like, there's the rope blocking him from getting out. Like,
He
Can
doesn't
I-
know how the rope works.
yeah.
Get out of here.
like it's
be
at an
rude.
awkward height. He can't quite step over it, but like bending down seems ill-advised when you got someone trying to. So,
Yeah.
what does Kyle do? This is on you now. I don't know why. Like, what is he? Does Kyle work in town? Is he a
He's probably just
traveler?
like a clerk somewhere. Like, paper pusher. Like,
So, this guy, we might fuck around and make this guy a local legend by the end of tonight. This is canon. I don't care. So, okay. So,
His story is sheets of rage because of the accountant work.
Yeah. It's in there.
so the crowd's going to be totally like Kyle, like a cult could form, like just based on like it's like, oh god, you show this, oh I hate youth, like they're so mad, like they're just, you know.
Oh, you remember how you said some of the younger people came in cheering for Mischief Boy? Are they
true.
still cheering for Mischief Boy?
Val, give me a charisma saving throw,
Okay.
because this might be seen as like, oh, don't cheat, Mischief Boy, or it could be like, yeah, any means necessary. Like, I don't know.
I mean,
They're holding up
it's
cheat
just,
to win signs.
It's just flowers and vines.
Right, but like,
You know, like I'm creating an ambiance here.
and difficult terrain. You're putting
And
little like
difficult
thorns in the. It's like you're literally making it harder for. It's like, okay. In a sport where you got to move around a lot, you've made it much more difficult. I think the young kids are still like,
Okay.
they're
So-
still Team Mischief Boy.
So while this fight is happening, Boyard runs to the back. He goes to where Sybil got the chalk from in the first place that all the signs are made out of, and he makes a mustache on his own face, and he runs around to like the kids that are still cheering, and starts charging them to put mustaches on their faces to cheer for Mischief Boy.
Fantastic.
Oh, we're gonna have a
Fantastic.
culture war. Okay, so now we've got
Face painting.
We got a bunch of boomers and zoomers going at it, and the Xers and millennials are just lost in the middle. So
They're
millennials
eating
are just
the
trying to
potatoes.
struggle. It's like, I can't afford to go eat out. Where are you guys go? Like, oh shit, I didn't, so. We got to lead off with Valerie for round 3. Remember, you get advantage, so give me 2 d20s, please.
Yes.
God. Oh my
Thirsty
God.
20.
Man.
Jesus, high teens all night.
Oh,
Oh, my
that's
God,
almost
almost a 20.
Oh!
So
You almost killed Kyle.
I'll still take a 17.
That's a good
That's pretty good.
Solid.
Jesus, 17. So now the question is, because we're tied 1-1,
Yeah.
do you want to use your milkshake bonus?
Well, it's 3 out of 5, right? I think I'm gonna wait until
Okay.
if I need it next round.
Okay.
Kyle doesn't feel the milkshake in him yet. It hasn't kicked in. But
Your D20.
oof.
Kyle's actually lactose intolerant, and we're waiting for it to.
Oh.
See, I
God.
should have used it. Glad I didn't use it.
Yeah.
That,
good
you know
call.
what? That's
That's true.
smart. Oof. Okay. So I gotta imagine, like, it's tough for Kyle to move around the ring. Everything's like thorny all of a sudden, and it's like, ugh. Like, it's just, and you got people shouting for you. You've got people shouting for Mischief Boy. It's the "Let's Go Cena." Cena sucks of like this small bar. So Mischief Boy is 2 up. 2 to 1. Susan, we're starting off with you.
Okay.
You can't
So-
let Mischief Boy win this round, or that's it.
Right. So Kyle is he's gonna get slugged again, and then he's gonna like get tangled up in the vines, and he's gonna stand up and like shrug him off, and then swing and be like, "I just wanted a milkshake." And that's oh,
Oh,
okay.
9
what was it? +3 or?
Yeah.
plus 3 for the. So
12.
that's a 12. But
Okay.
Valerie's out of advantage, so it's just a straight D20. However, it's Valerie, and she is a demon. So
He's already hacked the
We
table.
gotta-
It's gonna be funny.
we got ourselves a real Florida fist fight going on, which is not rare.
Nice.
No.
Come on.
Oh my God!
Oh.
I had so many emotions watching that dice roll.
Same. Again, I'm rooting for you, Val, but also Kyle.
Yeah, no. So
Oh, Kyle.
here's the thing. Like, people are going nuts, right? And like, okay, Mischief Boy is going to finally knock Kyle down. And like kids are going to lose it, right? Like you hear a lot of higher pitched yays and a lot of lower pitched boos. What do you say after you win, Val? Because this is your coronation, right? You are. You know what's crazy? This is the second time you've won a championship. You're our quiz champion too.
That's true.
Demon. I told you, demon. So,
Demon.
what do you say to these people? Because, like, this is you. Like, we may have a very viable business now.
Yeah.
Like, as Gorgeous George once said, people will pay a lot of money to see someone get shut up. Like, it's a big deal. So, like, you're a heel. You're a full-blown heel.
Okay. So, Kyle goes down. Sybil is looking down at Kyle. And just, I mean, other people can hear it, but this is for Kyle.
This is personal.
Yeah, this is specifically to Kyle. I told you Kyle was a silly name.
Jesus.
And then he's gonna look out into his adoring crowd. Because Sybil does not hear the boos. Only the cheers.
God, I wish I could live my
And,
life that way.
Yeah.
Don't read the negative
Nice.
reviews. Like, just...
And Sybil goes, I am Mischief Boy. Hear me roar. And the crowd just fucking goes wild. Like,
In a sense, yes.
Holy shit.
So technically, Mischief Boy has... Not that there was a trial, but technically, the sentence was physical punishment. And, like, you're kind of free to go, so, like, you just... Okay. My question is, because this was a very successful night, and Stan and Rose might just be like, hey, what if we just took a cut and you guys run this shit for a while? Because, like we left for a night, came back, and, like, the till is stuffed full.
like, what the fuck happened here?
Hey, Stanley. Hey, Rose, listen. I'm going to keep these for you. Don't worry, you're going to be completely fine. Excuse me, Sybil, we've got some plates here that need some washing, so get your apron on.
Picture him back there with, like, gloves, wiping the, like, just trying to, like...
We've
doesn't
all
even get a
got jobs
chance to,
here.
like-
We've all got jobs here. Let's go.
That's right. I know my place.
Wait, where's the apron?
Guys, I think it's a good time for us to stop. Thank you so much. That was stupid. I loved it. Like, let's
Is there a way to get a Mischief Boy Championship belt in the store? I don't know if
Oh
that's a
my
thing or
God.
not.
oh man, we gotta work with any belt makers in the